Chapter 1408. Lin Xian scratched his head while Wu Yuhan, who was beside him, held back her laughter. Hey, give me some face. Since I'm here, why don't you invite me to the Feng family? No. Feng Ling had just said one word when she suddenly thought of something. She didn't care what Lin Xian was here for, but Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan were both experts. That brother of hers couldn't take a beating, and she might be able to fight with them. Moreover, this was her territory. Why would she be afraid of Lin Xian? Everyone knew Wu Yuhan's name, but the surname Wu, how to put it? It wasn't just the Feng Nation's Wu family that had it. There were quite a number of people with the surname Wu in the entire continent. There was even an empire that had half the people with the surname Wu. Although it wasn't a big surname, it wasn't a small number. Therefore, even if they knew her surname was Wu, normal people wouldn't directly bring her into the Wu family. Alright, come in. Feng Ling then said. Open the door. That's more like it. Lin Xian smiled and brought Wu Yuhan in. Oh, is this the life of a rich person? Lin Xian looked at the huge courtyard. It was too beautiful. Small lake, rockery, back garden, villa, swimming pool. Don't pretend. Feng Ling couldn't help but grumble. The boss behind the Yixian group said she was rich here. Wasn't this just pretending? Haha. What are you doing here? Feng Ling asked. I said traveling. Lin Xian. Feng Ling didn't believe it. Really, I'm bringing a beautiful girl out to have some fun in front of the God's awakening door. Isn't that great? Feng Ling glanced at him. Just one. Lin Xian, and didn't you say you want me to be beaten? Let's fight. Feng Ling said. Lin Xian. This woman. Hey, I'm here to travel and to see you. Do I need you to see me? After all, we know each other and are friends, right? Who's your friend? Feng Ling didn't give Lin Xian any face. Lin Xian felt that this chick needed to be taught a lesson. You can't beat him, Lin Xian said. We'll know once we try. In the next instant, she threw a punch at Lin Xian and lightning flashed. Beside him, Wu Yuhan secretly shook her head. Too ruthless. It was too violent. However, Lin Xian reached out and grabbed her fist. Lightning crackled around it, but it was all blocked by Lin Xian. Wenqim tried to pull her hand back, but Lin Xian's strength was so great that she couldn't pull it back at all. Great virtual stage. Wind chimes then sensed Lin Xian's realm. This power was able to restrain him directly. It was definitely at the higher void stage. She couldn't even defeat Lin Xian at the same cultivation level. Now that Lin Xian was at the absolute void stage, she couldn't even defeat him. Emph. She retracted her aura and shook off Lin Xian's hand. You can't beat him, right? Lin Xian laughed. Just you wait. Wait until I advance to the higher void stage. I'll teach you a lesson. Alright, get lost. Wind chime said. If he couldn't beat him, then why did she ask him to come here? Ask him to get lost. Lin Xian. Hey, it's getting dark. I'm a guest. Aren't you going to treat me to a meal? Who admitted that you're a guest? Who let you in? Get out. Wind chimes pointed outside. She was extremely unhappy. Why did Lin Xian advance to the higher void stage? At this time, Feng Qingyang and Feng Qinghao walked over together. Lin Xian? Feng Qinghao was stunned. Why did you come to Feng Nation? Feng Qinghao walked over with a smile. He also didn't expect Lin Xian to come to Feng Nation, and even to his Feng family. He wasn't familiar with Lin Xian, but he really admired Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded with a smile. I'm here to have some fun. Feng Qingyang smiled and said, Alright, come in and have a seat. As Wind Chimes' father, Feng Qingyang definitely liked Lin Xian very much. He was the champion of the Tianwu conference. He was worthy of admiration. Moreover, it would be great if he could become his son-in-law. His daughter didn't get along with him, but now he actually came to have fun with his daughter. That was a little thought-provoking. This is Miss Wu Yuhan, right? You're all in the top 10 of the Tianwu conference. Come in and have a seat. It's a good thing that Lingling can make friends like you. Feng Qingyang smiled and patted Lin Xian's shoulder. Then he led Lin Xian into the villa while chatting and laughing. Wind chimes. Wind chimes stood there in a daze. She was dumbfounded. Hey, who said that they were friends? Moreover, Why did you bring them into the house? You even seem to be on good terms with them. Did you guys even talk to each other before? Feng Qinghao patted Wen Chime's shoulder and said, Not bad, little sister. When did your relationship with Lin Xian become so good? Go to hell. He's my enemy. Wen Chimes glared at Feng Qinghao. Yo, enemy? Enemy? He came all the way here just to look for you? Wen Chimes? Are you crazy? Who told you that he came all the way here just to look for me? He's just here to have a look. Moreover, didn't you see that he brought another girl with him? Wen Chimes rolled her eyes at Feng Qinghao. Good luck. Feng Qinghao patted her shoulder and walked in. Wen Chimes. Good luck? What good luck? You're crazy. Then she walked in helplessly. Ha ha ha, Xiaoxian and Yuhan. Why are you guys here? Feng Qingyang acted as if he was very close to Lin Xian. Wen Chimes walked in and took a look. Did her biological father know Lin Xian? They seemed to be on good terms. I'm going to the Door of Gods to have some fun. I haven't been to Feng Nation before, so I came over to have some fun. Then, I remembered that there's someone I know here, so I came over to have a look. Lin Xian smiled. Okay, how about you stay here tonight? Let's not talk about other things in the Feng clan, but there are still many empty rooms. Feng Qingyang smiled. Wen Chimes. What the hell? Dad. Lingling, go get some water. Feng Qingyang said. Wen Chimes. Go quickly. Oh. Then, she went to get some water for them unhappily. Lin Xian then said, No, I'll just stay outside. I'm not used to staying in someone else's house. Okay. Lingling has been talking about you ever since she came back from the Tianwu conference. Feng Qingyang smiled. Thud. On the other side, Wen Chimes accidentally dropped her cup. She was full of question marks. Dad, what nonsense are you talking about? When did I talk about him? Wen Chimes was really angry. What was her biological father trying to do? I can testify that you were talking about him just now. Feng Qinghao smiled. Wen Chimes. Ah. She really wanted to send Feng Qinghao flying with a kick. What are you talking about? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Wen Chimes gritted her teeth. I don't know. I didn't hear it clearly. Anyway, I was talking about it, Feng Qinghao said with a smile. Wen Chimes walked over and said, I want to have a good fight with Lin Xian again. That's it. Chapter 1409. Feng Ling did not feel good. What were her father and brother trying to do? Yes, Lin Xian had won first place in the Tianwu conference. His strength was undeniable. Although she was not convinced, she knew she was no match for him. But what were they trying to do? Not to mention Feng Ling, even Lin Xian felt his scalp go numb. Ahem. Lin Xian coughed dryly and said, Maybe I'm too handsome. She can't forget me. Feng Ling was speechless. Can you be more shameless? Get lost. Feng Ling pointed outside and said angrily. Lingling, he's a guest. How can you be so rude to a guest? Feng Qingyang glared at Feng Ling. Feng Ling gritted her teeth and glared at Lin Xian. Bastard. Lin Xian smiled and said, Then I'll take my leave. It's my first time in Feng Nation. I'd like to take a look around. That's good. Lingling, bring Lin Xian and Miss Wu Yuhan out for a stroll in Feng Nation. Be a good host. Feng Qingyang said to Feng Ling. Feng Ling was speechless. Let my brother go. Feng Ling sat there and said calmly, Girl, you'll be going to the God's Awakening Door together in a few days. There might be unknown dangers in the God's Awakening Door. You were rivals before, but you'll be friends in the future. Get along well, and take care of each other. Lin Xian, when you go to the God's Awakening Door, I'll have to trouble you to take care of this girl. Feng Qingyang looked at Lin Xian. Of course. Lin Xian said with a smile. Do I need him to take care of me? Go. Change your clothes and leave quickly. Feng Qingyang reprimanded. Feng Ling was speechless. She was dumbfounded. Lin Xian smiled and said, That's true. We're new here and are not familiar with this place. I'll have to trouble Miss Feng to bring us out to play. Feng Ling was speechless. Look, even Lin Xian said so. Quickly go change your clothes. As the daughter of the Feng clan, if you are so rude, Then father will teach you a lesson. Windling sighed helplessly. Got it. Then she gritted her teeth and glared at Lin Xian before running upstairs. Ha ha ha, Lin Xian, don't mind her too much. My daughter has been spoiled since she was young, but she's actually very kind and upright. It's just that her personality makes it difficult for her to make friends. You see, there are so many outstanding people around you, and there's also Morongyu and the others. If you have the chance, see if you can help my daughter get to know them. If it were her, she would never take the initiative to get to know them. Feng Qingyang smiled. He was indeed worried about his daughter. She was indeed very talented, but her EQ and social skills were a big problem. And this Lin Xian just so happened to be invincible in this aspect. If his daughter became friends with him, she would gain a lot in this aspect. Moreover, although he felt that they might be enemies, this Lin Xian came directly to the Feng clan, which meant that he was interested in his daughter. Moreover, his daughter would not admit defeat. Although she seemed to have a bad relationship with Lin Xian, it might be better after getting along with him. He knew his daughter too well. As for how far they would go, it was up to fate. Lin Xian had unlimited potential. In this era, it was normal for a capable man to have multiple wives. As long as his daughter was willing, it did not matter. He would not say anything. Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Sure, as long as she's willing. Ha ha ha. Even if this girl is willing, she's very stubborn. Feng Qingyang laughed. Lin Xian nodded. However, Lin Xian, when we go to the God's Awakening door, I really need you and Ling Ling to look out for each other. There's a possibility of death in the God's Awakening door. Feng Qingyang said solemnly. Lin Xian nodded. I know. Feng Ling had triggered a mission. No matter what, Lin Xian had to get her. Moreover, she was indeed very beautiful. Her character was very unconventional. He really wanted to smack her, but who asked you to be so arrogant? Thank you. Feng Qinghao smiled. I'm not qualified to go to the God's Awakening door. I hope that when the time comes, both of you will be able to hold your own. Thank you. Wind chimes casually changed into a new set of clothes and walked down. Let's go. She glared at Lin Xian. Bastard. Wasting my time. Then we'll take our leave. Lin Xian smiled and said. Then, the three of them walked out. On the way, Lin Xian went to buy ice cream cones. I say, why are you interested in this bastard? Feng Ling came to Wu Yuhan's side and asked quietly. Wu Yuhan was stunned. It's all right. Wu Yuhan said calmly. Bastard? He was indeed a bastard. However, he was quite good. You don't look like one. I don't think you're that kind of girl. Moreover, you should be quite hard to woo. Feng Ling found it unbelievable. It's all right. Wu Yuhan said. If we have time, let's learn from each other. Feng Ling said. All right. Wu Yuhan nodded. Feng Ling then looked at Lin Xian. When did he advance to the Absolute Void stage? She had been stuck at 10-star. However, she really felt that it was too difficult to advance to the Absolute Void stage. Although she could improve by killing monsters, she felt that she had to kill a lot more. She might not be able to improve even if she spent 3 months or half a year in the demonic beast domain. That was true. The gap between the realms was too big. Advancing to the Absolute Void stage was considered a top-notch expert. How could it be so easy to advance? Even for top-notch martial artists, it was not easy. Even for Lin Xian, if he did not absorb the myriad evil thunder, he would not be able to advance to the Absolute Void stage before going to the God's Awakening door. I encountered some opportunities on the way here. Feng Ling was speechless. You can encounter opportunities even by flying here? She was stunned. Wu Yuhan nodded. I'm convinced. Did God not allow her to defeat this bastard Lin Xian in this lifetime? Lin Xian smiled and walked over with an ice cream cone. Here. Lin Xian smiled and passed one to Wu Yuhan. Thank you. Here. Lin Xian passed one to Feng Ling. Feng Ling took it. This is 10 yuan for you. Lin Xian said suddenly. Feng Ling was speechless. Damn it. Pa. She took out a 10 yuan note and slapped it on Lin Xian's shoulder. Then, she walked forward with Wu Yuhan. Lin Xian smiled. He did not feel anything special in the Feng family. Using his eye of cave spirit, he did sense some spiritual energy. However, it was normal for such a big family to have some treasures. He felt that Feng Qingyang was not special. He was quite amiable. However, Lin Xian could not see through him. He did not know if he was faking it or not. He could only see if he could find out more from Feng Ling. Feng Ling was indeed a very upright person. Chapter 14:10. Lin Xian caught up with the two girls. Where are you going to play? Feng Ling then asked. Although she was unwilling, she had not come out to play for a long time. It was okay to come out and relax. However, if it was only Lin Xian alone, she would rather die than come out. However, with Wu Yuhan, she could still come out. Wu Yuhan was also someone she felt was powerful. She liked this kind of person very much. It was just that she did not know how to get along with her. You are the landlord. Bring us out to play. How would we know if there is anything fun? Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, Alright, there is a very big paradise there called Rift Valley. You can fly there. Lin Xian. Is your brain okay? We can fly. Why do you want to play that? Feng Ling. Bastard. Then let's go eat and watch a movie. Boring. Then go to hell. Feng Ling gritted her teeth and said, Is there any exciting place? Lin Xian asked. Exciting place? Feng Ling thought for a while. Beast Domain? She glanced at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. I am tired of that kind of place. Lin Xian. Then what are you referring to? Forget it, nothing. Let's go eat. I am hungry too. Lin Xian felt that it was too abrupt to say it directly at this time. Feng Ling was not a fool. Where are we going to eat? Here. Lin Xian pointed to a very big and luxurious place. At a glance, one could tell that it was a 5-star hotel. Feng Ling. Bastard. Feng Ling said. Wow. Aren't you the landlord? You are treating. I can treat, but I will not treat you. Feng Ling said. Alright, I will tell your dad now. I have added him as a friend. Lin Xian then took out his phone. Feng Ling. Wu Yuhan shook her head helplessly. Based on her understanding of Lin Xian, this Lin Xian definitely wanted to bang Feng Ling stinky hooligan. Scumbag, scumbag. Tue. You. Wind chimes pointed at Lin Xian and gritted her teeth. She snorted coldly and said, Fine, I'll treat you. How shameless. La la la, I'm just shameless. If I was shameless, how could I get such a beautiful girl? Lin Xian then hugged Wu Yuhan's waist and said smugly. Feng Ling snorted and walked towards the hotel. Welcome. Feng Ling was very famous in Fengdu, but she rarely went out to play. Her only form of entertainment was watching dramas. She would rather go to the beast territory to farm monsters than watch movies or go shopping. She rarely went out, and even if she did go out, she would go with Feng Qingyu. It was meaningless to drag him along. She was a bit similar to Morongyu. They had a great pursuit of power. Therefore, some of the famous people here couldn't recognize Feng Ling. Give me a private room. Feng Ling said. I'm sorry, miss. We have too many people tonight. Only the main hall is empty. The private rooms are full. Feng Ling frowned. Then the main hall. Lin Xian walked over and said. Many people's eyes were locked on Feng Ling and Wu Yuhan. These two women were really beautiful. The man was a bit ordinary, but how could an ordinary man come out with such beautiful women? Okay. Please have a seat. Lin Xian sat down and picked up the menu. 1982 Lafite 3 bottles. Cough cough. Feng Ling had just taken a sip of tea and almost spat it out. It wasn't that she didn't have money, but this bastard Lin Xian was deliberately cheating her. Damn it. How annoying. Wu Yuhan was helpless. Who asked Feng Ling to meet such a scoundrel? The boss's eyes lit up. She was indeed beautiful and definitely not bad. She was rich. Okay. Half a caddy of the best caviar. Feng Ling. Damn it. 3 servings of foie gras. 3 servings of the best steak, 1 2-meter-long lobster, and 50 of the best abalones. After Lin Xian finished speaking, he passed the menu to Wu Yuhan. I'm ready. You can order. Wu Yuhan shook her head. I don't need it. Here, what about you? Feng Ling gritted her teeth and took the menu. She glanced at it and said, "I'll have a steak." "Okay. Please wait a moment." Feng Ling drank her tea and stared at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. She really wanted to beat him up. "If I go to Lin and City in the future, you should be a good host, right?" Feng Ling asked. Lin Xian. Lin Xian smiled and nodded. "Of course. Since Miss Feng is so generous today, I'll definitely treat Miss Feng well." Feng Ling nodded. "Okay, I'll go to Lin and City in a while. I heard that heavenly concubine Ziqiue and the others are there too. I'll go and have some fun." There was no other reason for her to go there. It was purely to slaughter Lin Xian. She was willing to go there just to slaughter Lin Xian. Bastard. He actually dared to slaughter her. Just you wait. At that time, she would be 10 times more ruthless than now. At that time, several people came down from upstairs. "Brother, it's Feng Ling," Chu Feng said. Chu He swept his gaze over and saw Feng Ling. He liked Feng Ling. It was just that he had never expressed it. However, he really liked this girl. Especially after spending half a month with her in the last round of the Heaven Martial Assembly. He thoroughly saw the valiant and formidable side of this girl. He liked this type of woman. Lin Xian. However, when he glanced over, he saw Lin Xian. This made him really puzzled. Weren't Lin Xian and Feng Ling sworn enemies? Why were they sitting together and eating now? He also recognized Wu Yuhan, who was beside them. She was one of the top 10 Lin Xian's team. Strange. It's Lin Xian? Why is he here? Chu Feng also furrowed his brows. He also had some conflicts with Lin Xian. Then Chu He walked over. "Young Master Lin, why didn't you say anything before coming to the Wind Country?" Chu He smiled as he looked at Lin Xian and said. Lin Xian also saw Chu He, lightly smiled and said, "I came to play. I also wanted to tell you, but I didn't know how to contact you." "Ha ha ha, yes. I forgot to leave it for young Master Lin." Chu He smiled, looked at Feng Ling and said, "You are," Feng Ling quickly said. "Can't you tell? Let's eat." She was currently in a very bad mood, so her attitude was not very friendly. Chu He smiled and said, "Young Master Lin came to play with Feng Ling?" Lin Xian smiled and said, "You can say that. Then can I sit here? I still have a lot of things to talk about with Feng Ling, young Master Lin, and Lady Wu. Coincidentally, we are all going to the God's Awakening door, so there shouldn't be anything bad about interacting with each other." Chu He smiled and said. Lin Xian smiled and said, "No need. I have some things to talk about with Feng Ling. It's a bit awkward for young Master Chu to sit here. Next time, I'll invite young Master Chu." Chu He smiled and nodded, then walked away. Chapter 14:11. Lin Xian felt that it was quite interesting. He did not have any relationship with Chu He. During the Sky Martial Assembly, they had only met a few times and had never spoken to each other. If Chu He really wanted to get to know him, why would he need to sit here and have a meal with him? He could have done it when the Tianwu conference ended. Therefore, it should be because of other reasons. It could be because of Feng Ling. Although Feng Ling had a bad temper, she was indeed beautiful. He probably liked Feng Ling? That was also possible. No matter what the reason was, the Chu family might be the ones who attacked the Wu family. Lin Xian could not let him sit here. Wu Yuhan would not be happy. "He likes you?" Lin Xian asked Feng Ling when Chime stopped cutting the steak. "There are many people who like me. Who does he think he is?" Lin Xian. "Has he confessed to you?" Wu Yuhan asked. "Why are you asking this?" "Nothing. I'm just asking." At this moment, 3 bottles of 1982 Lafite were served. Just as Feng Ling was about to open them to sober up and drink, Lin Xian stretched out his hand and put the 3 bottles into his spatial ring at lightning speed. "Feng Ling, what are you doing?" "I'm bringing it back for my wives to drink," Lin Xian said. "Feng Ling, I bought it. It's my treat." "Yes, you're treating me. I can take it away, right?" Feng Ling. This person was shameless. Too infuriating. Just you wait. Feng Ling gritted her teeth and vented her anger on the steak in front of her. Wu Yuhan shook her head helplessly. This Lin Xian was definitely a scumbag who liked to bully girls. "Hey, Let's go out for a walk after eating? Lin Xian asked. No. Get out of here after eating. I'm going home, Feng Ling said angrily. I'll go out and spar with you. Upon hearing Lin Xian's words, she paused in the middle of cutting the steak. All right. Lin Xian was speechless. Why did this woman like to fight so much? Actually, she didn't like to fight. She just liked to fight with Lin Xian. She was very unhappy with Lin Xian and wanted to beat Lin Xian up. Although she had been defeated by Lin Xian several times and was actually convinced in her heart, she was still unhappy. She thought that she would definitely be able to defeat Lin Xian. She would definitely be able to defeat him and then trample him under her feet. Trample, trample, trample. However, that would require a chance to fight Lin Xian, right? When the time comes, I'll suppress my cultivation to your level and fight with you. No need. Feng Ling said proudly. Although she knew that if Lin Xian did not suppress it and used the great virtual realm to fight with her, she would definitely lose. However, she was arrogant. What could she do? No need. You are definitely not my opponent, Lin Xian said with a smile. Why did he want to fight with Feng Ling? It was to lead the topic to Wu Yuhan's Wu family. Then you will lose miserably. Let me tell you, I am no longer the same as I was half a month ago, Feng Ling said. Oh, Lin Xian's lips curled. You seem very powerful. Get lost, silly. After the meal, they walked out. Where are we going to fight? Windling then asked straightforwardly. When Lin Xian said that he wanted to spar with her, she was no longer in the mood to eat. Whatever. However, we have to find a place in the suburbs where there is no one. I know where to go, Feng Ling said. Lin Xian smiled and said, whatever. I will release the space attribute casually. We will fight wherever we go. Let's go to the suburbs. Wu Yuhan glanced at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. She could roughly guess what Lin Xian was thinking. All right. Whoosh. In the next instant, Lin Xian released the space attribute, and the three of them disappeared on the spot. When they disappeared, Chu-He walked out from the dark. What are they doing? Chu-He frowned. He found it extremely strange that Lin Xian and Feng Ling suddenly walked together. They even released the space attribute and disappeared on the spot. What were they trying to do? Shouldn't Feng Ling hate Lin Xian a lot? In fact, it was not to the extent of hatred. She was just unhappy. As long as Lin Xian beat her up, she would definitely feel great. However, Chu-He did not know where they were going. He only felt that Lin Xian did not come here for a simple reason. He was definitely not here purely for a vacation. On the other side, Lin Xian and the other two appeared directly near the Wu family's old site. But from the looks of it, Lin Xian had just randomly come here. Feng Ling glanced at it and frowned slightly. You're really unlucky. Feng Ling couldn't take it anymore and stomped hard on Lin Xian's foot. Lin Xian, what's wrong? Lin Xian pretended not to understand and asked. Feng Ling's beautiful eyes glanced at the huge Wu family's old site in the distance. Lin Xian then pointed and asked, who owns such a huge manor over there? It looks like it has been there for many years. Was it abandoned? Wu Yuhan bit her red lips slightly. Feng Ling nodded. It used to be the Wu family of Fengdu. However, they were massacred overnight many years ago. Lin Xian frowned slightly. Why? Lin Xian asked curiously. How would I know? For something like the extermination of a family, it's either because of deep hatred or a conflict of interest. Perhaps some treasure of the Wu family was discovered. Feng Ling looked into the distance and said. Lin Xian was still thinking that he could get some information from Feng Ling. It seemed like she really did not know much. However, she spoke very sincerely and did not evade the question at all. Lin Xian felt that she should be completely unaware. Even if the Feng family was involved, she should be completely unaware. However, Feng Ling pondered for a moment and said, I came here once some time ago. Why did you come here? Lin Xian asked curiously. Such a big clan disappeared just like that. After so many years, there were no clues at all. There were even rumors that it was done by demons and evil spirits. This young lady didn't believe it. That night, I went in alone to see if I could find anything. Guess what I found? Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan's eyes lit up. What? Not long after I went there, the Wu family welcomed another group of people. There were only 4 people in this group. I hid in the dark. They seemed to be looking for something very carefully. As for their identity, I don't know at all. They only said one sentence. Or maybe I only heard one sentence. They said that they had come here to search more than 20 times, but they found nothing. They don't know what the higher-ups want them to do. Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan looked at each other. Feng Ling said, therefore I basically concluded that those people were likely the ones who did it back then. Or rather, it was their faction. And they were really looking for something in the Wu family. Chapter 14:12. Although what Feng Ling heard did not directly reveal anything, if one was careful, one would realize that this sentence had indirectly revealed something. It could not be said that they were definitely the culprits back then, but did Ji lead them or their forces to take action? Feng Ling then said, but I didn't dare to take action. After that, they left. What happened after that? Lin Xian asked. After that? Nothing happened after that. I didn't go there either. I was just a little curious. After that, I searched there and found nothing, so I left. Feng Ling said. Hey, why are you asking about this? She looked at Lin Xian. Didn't you say it here? Then my curiosity was piqued, so I asked in passing. Lin Xian said. They fought. They stopped fighting. Lin Xian shook his head. Feng Ling was speechless. You. She gritted her teeth and pointed at him. Die. Bastard. Feng Ling was extremely displeased as she rushed over and attacked Lin Xian. Lin Xian's lips curled. Space lock. Space jump. Then, wind chimes had been sealed, and Lin Xian had escaped with Wu Yuhan. Bastard. Feng Ling clenched her fists and scolded him. This Lin Xian cheated her feelings and lied to her that they were going to spar. When they came, he threw her away and ran away with his men. Bastard. Don't let me find you. After a while, Feng Ling broke through Lin Xian's space lock and returned home angrily. Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan were in a small forest not far away. This trip was not in vain. I got some important news from Feng Ling. Lin Xian said. Wu Yuhan hesitated. Lin Xian. Although I can't be sure, my intuition tells me that the person Feng Ling saw is the culprit. He might just be one of the culprits, but they should be. Of course, this is just my guess. I think so too. After so many years, they still haven't stopped searching. I'm really curious about what they are looking for. Lin Xian pondered for a moment. Wu Yuhan shook her head. I don't remember at all. What should we do now? Wu Yuhan asked. Let's go to the Wu family's old site. Even if we don't find anything, if those people are still searching, we will have the chance to meet them. After that, it should be much easier. Lin Xian was also glad that the hot-tempered wind chimes had held back and not attacked him. Okay. Lin Xian looked at the sky and concealed himself with Wu Yuhan. He then sped towards the Wu family's old residence. The old site was a complete mess. There were spider webs everywhere, and weeds were growing everywhere. When the chilly wind blew, it made people feel a little scared. Did your father never leave you anything? Lin Xian asked. I really don't remember anything. Wu Yuhan shook her head. Her beautiful eyes swept across the familiar yet strange place, the place that carried all her sad memories. Don't worry, I'm here. Lin Xian. Wu Yuhan glanced at Lin Xian. To be honest, such a simple sentence would really give a girl a sense of security. Wu Yuhan nodded. I have cave spirit. Lin Xian was slightly confident. The reason he came here to help her was because of this eye of cave spirit. In Lin Xian's opinion, as the head of the family, he must have obtained something very powerful and terrifying. It was so powerful that some forces were still searching for it after so many years. With his intelligence, would he really not have a backup plan? No matter how slim the chance was, he would definitely have a backup plan. Opening the eye of cave spirit, Lin Xian saw the direction where a wisp of heaven and earth spiritual energy was flowing. Follow me. Lin Xian held her hand and walked forward. Soon, they arrived at what should have been a back garden. There was a rockery here, but too much time had passed and the place was overgrown with weeds. Some of the rocks on the rockery had fallen in all directions, and were covered with spider webs. Wu Yuhan's beautiful eyes looked here. She remembered that when she was young, she liked to play with Wu Yunhua and her family members in this very beautiful back garden. Lin Xian's eye of cave spirit could see that there was a wisp of spiritual energy seeping out from the rockery. Such a faint wisp of heaven and earth spiritual energy would not be discovered by anyone. Even if those people were searching, why would they dig 3 feet into the ground? The entire manor was so big, where would they have the time to dig 3 feet into the ground? Moreover, they did not know if the item was still in the Wu family. In fact, after so many years, those people probably did not have any expectations, right? Therefore, there were some details that they did not discover, or perhaps they did not think of. Lin Xian could see that the rockery was actually quite thin. Many of the rocks on the rockery had been dug up. Perhaps they thought that the item would be placed in the rocks? What exactly was it? It might be something that was not very big. It was just that they did not think that the item could be under the rockery, at the bottom of the pool. What's wrong? Wu Yuhan asked. Do you have any recollection of what's under the rockery? Lin Xian asked. Rockery? Wu Yuhan frowned. Then she shook her head. I don't remember. There might be something under the rockery, Lin Xian said. Wu Yuhan. How do you know? Just trust me. Lin Xian then released his power, and the entire rockery was destroyed. However, nothing appeared. It should be below. Lin Xian walked over and lifted all the porcelain plates of the pool under the rockery. All of the porcelain plates were lifted, revealing stone slabs underneath. There were special patterns on the stone slabs. Wu Yuhan saw this and her beautiful eyes suddenly focused. This is... She hurriedly took a step forward. This is the Wu family's mark. She looked at Lin Xian in shock. Was it really below? It looks like a special spiritual power mechanism. Lin Xian. Yes, the Wu family's special technique can be activated with the blood of the Wu family. My father taught me before. Wu Yuhan waved her hand and blood flowed out. Then, she floated in midair and her spiritual power surged. Whoosh! At this moment, the mark seemed to be triggered. Wu Yuhan's blood flew in, and a faint light shone in the distance. It's there. Let's go. Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan walked over. The light shone out a spatial portal. It was really protected everywhere. Under the rockery, even if it was discovered, only the Wu family members could open it. Let's go in. Lin Xian said. Come with me. This was the first time Wu Yuhan said this to Lin Xian. Okay, I'll go with you. Lin Xian then held her hand and stepped into the portal. At the same time, the light disappeared and so did the portal. Chapter 14-13. Lin Xian didn't know where this teleportation array led to. When the light flashed, they appeared in a... How should he put it? It was like a secret tunnel that was dug underground. However, Lin Xian was sure that this wasn't the Wu family's underground. No one would be so stupid as to hide their secret under their own residence. Technology was so advanced now. Whether there was a hole underground could be detected with some equipment. That was why the Wu family's courtyard didn't have any traces of being dug up after so many years. They must have used equipment to check. It was just like the place that was just opened. Unless you dug it up, the equipment wouldn't be able to detect it. There wasn't a hole there, it was just a pattern. Even if they found it, it would be useless. Without Wu Yuhan, who had the Wu family's bloodline, they wouldn't be able to activate this teleportation array. This place. Wu Yuhan opened her beautiful eyes and glanced around. Don't you feel a sense of familiarity? Wu Yuhan clutched her chest. I've never felt it before. However, the aura in the air gives me a sense of familiarity. Wu Yuhan looked at Lin Xian and said. That's right. This is definitely something that your father left for you. Or rather, this belongs to your Wu family. Let's go and see what it is. They walked along the secret tunnel. The closer they got, the more they could feel the surging spiritual power of heaven and earth. When they arrived at a secret chamber, the two of them were attracted by a black mist in front of them. What's this? Lin Xian was stunned. The black mist was constantly releasing spiritual power of heaven and earth. It had probably been here for decades. Moreover, the spiritual power of heaven and earth wasn't low. Could this be the dark mist? Wu Yuhan's mouth opened slightly. What's the dark mist? Lin Xian scratched his head. Wu Yuhan looked at Lin Xian and said, in this world metal, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, thunder, light, darkness, ice, time and space. These attributes all possess the power of some heaven and earth phase. However, there are very few heaven and earth phase that possess time and space. You should know that. Lin Xian nodded. Indeed. As for the power of darkness, its rarity isn't inferior to that of time and space. The fog of darkness is something that only exists in legends. To put it simply, it's the power of one of the 12 demon gods. Lin Xian. The power of one of the 12 demon gods? Lin Xian opened his mouth. Wu Yuhan nodded. Yes, when I was young, I saw my father writing something. I remember that I seemed to have asked him something, and he vaguely said this. What's the effect? Wu Yuhan said, by releasing this power, you can even condense a fog that can envelop an entire city. Because of the fog, the day can turn into night. The fog of darkness can absorb all life forms it comes into contact with. Simply put, no life forms can survive where the fog of darkness covers. Lin Xian. As expected, the strength of these 12 demon gods was truly more exaggerated than the other. The powers of the 12 demon gods are all called the most powerful. For example, the 10,000 demonic lightning is known as the most powerful destructive power. As for this fog of darkness, it should be known as the most powerful AoE destructive power, right? Wu Yuhan said. Indeed, if such a thing were to be leaked, it would be worth it. Some people would not give up even after decades, Lin Xian said. Wu Yuhan then took a step forward. There was an envelope covered in dust on the table. Whoosh! Wu Yuhan blew on it and opened the envelope. Lin Xian walked over and hugged her shoulders. This letter was left behind by Wu Yuhan's father for her and Wu Yunhua. Perhaps they had already expected this. They only said that Wu Yunhua's luck was not too good. However, they also expected that as long as either Wu Yunhua or Wu Yuhan was alive, both of them would be able to survive. How could her parents not know about their daughter's situation? The general content of this letter was about the origin of this thing. The fog of darkness was something that her father had accidentally obtained during an experience. At that time, he had obtained the fog of darkness along with a friend of his. Actually, they could not be considered friends, but companions. They had discovered that there were actually 2 balls of fog of darkness in that place. They did not know if it had originally been 1 ball, or if it had split into 2 during this period of time. If it was the power of the fog, it was possible that it had split. Each of them had absorbed 1 ball, and obtained a large amount of power. The letter also said that after he returned home, he spent half a month continuously investigating, and finally found out what it was. He felt a little worried, so he drew this power out and placed it here. However, he had always been worried that although he had not been exposed, there was another person. He was sure that he was here, but on the other side therefore, he had always been worried. As expected, the unknown still came. However, everything was very quiet when he wrote this letter. This was written before everything had happened. It was only written to express his worries. Then this fog of darkness was indeed the power of the 12 demon gods. He told Wu Yuhan about the fog of darkness. Therefore, your father told you because he wanted to give you a choice to absorb it or not. Wu Yuhan looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. What do you think? I think I should absorb it. I also have the power of the 12 demon gods in my body, but I never felt that there was anything wrong with it. The power of the 12 demon gods is actually just power. They are called demon gods because they are evil themselves. They use this power to harm the common people, so they are called the 12 demon gods. At the same time, these 12 powers are also considered evil by everyone. Lin Xian said. Wu Yuhan bit her lips. Then, I'll absorb it. Absorb it. You should be able to advance to the absolute void stage. I'll protect you. After absorbing it, I'll use the space to bring you to a place further away to advance. Okay. Then Wu Yuhan sat there. Lin Xian stood there and muttered to himself. In other words, I've found 3 of the 12 demon gods' powers that silly Zhao Minghua had been searching for? That's not right. According to the letter, there are actually 2 of these powers. It might be because the companion of Wu Yuhan's father leaked it, which led to the annihilation of the Wu family. Lin Xian muttered to himself. I don't know how strong little fairy is now. We'll meet them sooner or later. Lin Xian sighed. However, this was not the end of the matter. They had found the reason, but they still did not know the culprit. Her father's companion was probably long dead. Not long after, Wu Yuhan finished absorbing the fog of darkness. This fog of darkness might not be as violent as the 10,000 evil lightning bolts. A wave of spiritual energy condensed in her body. I'm going to advance. Chapter 14:14. Lin Xian released the space attribute and brought Wu Yuhan to a place hundreds of kilometers away. With his virtuous stage cultivation, Lin Xian could do more than hundreds of kilometers. Of course, it also depended on the number of people. This was the difference between the virtuous stage and the heavenly venerable stage. At the 10th order heavenly venerable stage, Lin Xian could only jump tens of kilometers. At the virtuous stage, he could jump hundreds of kilometers. Above the void, thunderclouds gathered. Wu Yuhan was advancing to the virtuous stage. There shouldn't be too much of a problem. Lin Xian wasn't too worried. About half an hour later, Wu Yuhan withstood the last thunderbolt. Her aura rose and she advanced to the virtuous stage. Lin Xian walked over and pinched her cheeks with a smile. Then he released the power of the law of creation and healed her injuries. Congratulations. Wu Yuhan shook her head. I have to thank you. It's getting late. Let's get a room to rest. Wu Yuhan. She didn't say anything and just replied with a soft After a fierce battle, Wu Yuhan snuggled in Lin Xian's arms. Lin Xian happily took out a cigarette and started smoking. Lin Xian. Wu Yuhan glanced at Lin Xian and asked, how should we investigate the culprit? Lin Xian sighed. It's a little difficult. But don't worry, there's always a way. We just lack clues. The only clue is that my sister saw someone using the Chu family's movement technique. But, Lin Xian muttered to himself. Although I think there's a high chance that it's the Chu family, it's just a guess. If we go over now, we'll alert them. We still lack an important opportunity, Lin Xian said. Wu Yuhan nodded. Actually, it would be good if we could find the people who went there to search at night and get some information from them. But who knows when they'll go there again? They've been searching for 20 years. They're probably tired of it. Once a year? Lin Xian. I don't know. Don't worry. You've already gotten the most important thing. We'll just treat it as a vacation for a few days. There will always be a chance. If it doesn't work, we'll have to use the last resort. Wu Yuhan looked at Lin Xian in confusion. What last resort? Lin Xian's hand reached into her pajamas. Wu Yuhan was speechless. Take it out. I'm not taking it. If you pull my hand away, I'll use force. Wu Yuhan was speechless. Bastard. Lin Xian smiled and said, the worst plan is to lure them out. Wu Yuhan roughly understood what Lin Xian meant. They must be here for the fog of darkness, but they didn't know where the fog of darkness was. The worst thing to do was to release the power of the fog of darkness. That way, when they saw it, they would come over. This way, everyone would know. But why did he say that it was the worst plan? The reason was simple. No one knew who they were, how strong they were, and how high their realms were. It was even possible that a group of people came, but there were still others. What if the others didn't see it and didn't come? Then, wouldn't there still be people out there? They might not even be able to find them in this lifetime. This wasn't what Lin Xian wanted to see. But if it really didn't work, this was the only way. This was better than alerting the enemy by going to the Chu clan, right? There's no hurry. I've waited for so many years. There's no need to rush. All right. Lin Xian nodded. But it's not like we can't go to the Chu family. Lin Xian said, forget it. I'll think about it again. How about we go out and have fun tomorrow? Sure. The next day, Lin Xian left the hotel with Wu Yuhan. Daughter, how was your play with Lin Xian yesterday? In the Feng family, Feng Qingyang asked with a smile. Don't mention it. That Lin Xian is a bastard. I spent 800,000 yuan yesterday, And he ate it all with one meal. Feng Ling was furious when she thought of this. Ah. How hateful. The more he acts like this, the more it proves that in his heart, you're a friend. Friend? Come on. What kind of friend is that? Feng Ling shook her head. Bad friends, bad friends. Friends are supposed to set each other up. The other party is unhappy but can't do anything about it. Isn't that a very good friendship? Feng Qingyang said with a smile. That's right. Just like how you trick me and show you all the time. Tell me, if he doesn't treat someone as a friend, why would he dare to trick someone? Feng Qinghao said with a smile. Feng Ling. Did he really think of her as a very good friend? And that was why he was acting like this? No. Come on. He's just trying to trick me. Feng Ling said. Ha, you'll know when you get to know each other. I'll go to Linen City soon. I'll trick him to death. Feng Ling said with gritted teeth. Suddenly, she thought of something and asked, Dad, what do you think happened to the Wu family? Why was the family annihilated? Feng Qingyang lit up a cigarette and said, They must have provoked an enemy, or they must have discovered something, which led to a fatal disaster. I've been to the Wu family's old site. I even hid in the dark and saw someone rummaging through the Wu family's house. So, I can rule out the former. The Wu family must have something that caused them to be killed, right? Feng Qingyang's pupils shrank and he quickly said, I can't go there anymore. If you're discovered, you'll definitely die. Do you understand? Feng Ling looked at Feng Qingyang with her beautiful eyes. Dad, do you know something? Feng Qingyang stood up and said, I don't know. What I mean is that the Feng family can't afford to offend someone who can make the Wu family disappear without a trace. However, if you're discovered there alone, you'll be in danger. So don't go there. Oh, I understand. At this moment, her phone rang. She glanced at it. Oh. Little sister, this nickname is bastard, scum, beast, and scum. Is it Lin Xian? Feng Qinghao could not help but laugh when he saw Feng Ling's nickname. It's none of your business. Feng Ling rolled her eyes. Then she glanced at the message. He wants to go out with you again? Take him out and have some fun. There's a big amusement park event in Feng City tonight. We're all planning to go and have some fun. You guys should go too. I'm too lazy to go, Feng Ling mumbled. However, he came all the way here to have fun. If you don't go, with his personality, he might say that Feng Ling from the Feng family has a bad character and doesn't know the ways of the world. I bet those people will criticize you behind your back, Feng Qinghao said with a smile. Feng Ling was speechless. Yes. I hate people who talk behind their backs the most. I'll go then. Chapter 14-15. In fact, Feng Ling's original intention was to go out. Regardless of whether she wanted to go out to play with Lin Xian or whatever, she only needed a reason. She did not know the reason and she could not find it. Therefore, she could not go out. That's right, this was the common problem of arrogant women. Now that Feng Qingyang and Feng Qinghao had found a reason for her to go out, of course, she would go out happily. Father, do you really know something about the Wu clan? Feng Qinghao asked. Feng Qingyang frowned. Indeed, I do know something about the Wu clan, but Feng Qingyang lit a cigarette and took a puff. The fewer people who know about this, the better. If more people know about this, death is inevitable, Feng Qingyang said. I think if Ling Ling starts to care about this matter, she may be in danger. Even if she doesn't know anything, if she frequently appears at the Wu family's old site and is seen by some people, then it's really, Feng Qinghao said worriedly. This girl, she really has been making me worry since she was young. Those who knew Feng Ling would know that the more you did not want her to do something, the more curious she would be. She would definitely do it. Feng Qingyang continued. What I know is who annihilated the Wu clan back then. Perhaps, I only know one of the reasons. As for the reason, it should be because of a very valuable heaven and earth spiritual treasure. However, what's the point of knowing that? Feng Qinghao nodded. That's true. Our Feng clan can't possibly avenge the Wu clan, right? The Feng clan and the Wu clan don't have any relations. If there's any, it's probably just business. Feng Qinghao shook his head helplessly. It's a little sad when you think about it. The Wu clan was annihilated and no one could avenge them. They could only leave it unsettled. Don't mention it to anyone, including Ling Ling. Feng Qingyang patted him on the shoulder and stood up. Understood, father. Obviously, they did not know that there was a survivor from the Wu clan. To those people, almost everyone, there should be no survivors in the Wu clan, right? Unless they went very, very deep to investigate, but they had all been destroyed. Who would go very deep to investigate some information? To any of them, it didn't matter if the Wu family still had people or not. Wu Yuhan's father had obtained the fog of darkness. In fact, he could have just handed it over. However, he happened to know that it was the fog of darkness. Either he didn't want it, or he couldn't give it to those evil people. On the other side, Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan had just finished their breakfast. Why are you eating such good food for breakfast? Wu Yuhan really felt that Lin Xian was a prodigal. They felt like they had eaten hundreds of thousands of yuan for breakfast. This Lin Xian didn't care about money at all. It was fine that he was rich, but if he developed such a habit, it wouldn't be a good thing. Lin Xian smiled and said, "It's fine. Waiter, give us another serving of what we just ate." "Are you still not full?" Lin Xian grinned. "You'll know soon enough." After a while, wind chimes walked in. "Here, here." Lin Xian greeted Windling with a smile. Wind chimes glanced at him and walked over. "I'm here to prevent some people from criticizing me and saying that I don't have any manners. Otherwise, I wouldn't be bothered to come over. Understand?" As Wind chimes spoke, she sat beside Wu Yuhan. Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Yes, yes, yes. You haven't eaten breakfast, right? I'll order it for you." Wind chimes glanced at it, and then glanced at Lin Xian. "You're quite considerate." "Of course. I guess that you had just woken up early in the morning. At most, you had just finished washing up." "Umph." Wind chimes then snorted and lowered her head to eat her expensive breakfast. After a while, a waiter walked over. "Sir, your bill." Lin Xian smiled and pointed at Wind chimes. "Give it to her." "Miss, your bill." Wind chimes was speechless. She paused in the middle of drinking. Then she gritted her teeth. She knew it. She knew it. How could this Lin Xian be so kind as to treat her to breakfast? And it was so expensive? So that was the case. He wanted her to pay the bill. Bastard. If he wasn't a bastard, then what was? It wasn't like he didn't have money. He just wanted to bully her. Thud. Wind chimes slapped a card on the table. "Lin Xian, I'll remember you." She gritted her teeth and looked at Lin Xian as she said, "Ha ha ha, you're the host and I'm the guest. We agreed yesterday, right? When you go to Lin City, I'll be the host and you're the guest. I'll treat you too." "Umph." Wind chimes wiped her mouth. "Where are we going to play?" Wind chimes asked. "Just play casually. It was too late last night. Let's have a good day today and relax." It's rare to be able to relax. Wind chimes nodded. Indeed, she also wanted to have some fun. Then they walked out. Chu-He was watching them in the dark. In fact, when Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan came out, the people he sent were already secretly watching them. Chu-He wanted to see what this Lin Xian wanted to do. Did he really just come here for a vacation? Why didn't he believe it? Then wind chimes came. He really hated it to death. This Lin Xian, there were a lot of beautiful women around him, right? Even if they weren't his girlfriend, at least the one beside him must be his girlfriend, right? With such a beautiful girlfriend. Why did you come here to find wind chimes? The world was so big and there were so many fun places. Why did you have to come to Feng Country and Feng City? And then? He watched as Lin Xian brought those two beautiful women and played in Feng City for an entire day. It was really purely for fun. However, if you had something to do with wind chimes, Chu-He could still accept it. But if you really just played for a day, Chu-He really couldn't accept it. The woman he liked had never played with him, but she kept playing with this Lin Xian. Even the money was paid by wind chimes. He couldn't stand it. He decided to do something. Lin Xian, since you're heartless, then don't blame me for being unrighteous. Chu-He's eyes narrowed. At this moment his phone rang. Chu-He glanced at it and then answered the call. What's the matter? Chu-He asked faintly. Ha ha ha, young Master Chu, it's nothing. I just called to ask about you. A familiar voice came from the other side. Duan Lingxiao. Young Master Duan, if you have something to say, just say it. There's nothing to hide between us. Chu He said. All right, do you have anyone around you? My own people. Chu He said. Duan Lingxiao hesitated and said. It's like this. I heard that Lin Xian came to Feng City. Chapter 14-16. Many people were concerned about Lin Xian's whereabouts. Perhaps it was to protect him, or perhaps it was to kill him. Chu He then asked. Yes, I've been here for 2 days. What's the matter? I need young Master Chu to do something for me. After it's done. Duan Lingxiao said a series of words. Chu He frowned. To be honest, he was tempted by Duan Lingxiao's words. After all, Duan Lingxiao's position was much higher than his. The things he could offer were definitely the best. Moreover, he was going to do it anyway. If I'm not mistaken, what you want me to do is to kill Lin Xian, right? Duan Lingxiao asked calmly. Actually, this was what he wanted to do anyway. When Duan Lingxiao said this and gave him something that tempted him, he felt that this was the will of the heavens. That's right. Young Master Chu's Chu family is a famous family of assassins. For the Chu family, killing a person should be easier than any other family or power. You have the best experience. Although Lin Xian is difficult to kill and he's strong, it's different from the Sky Martial Conference. In the Sky Martial Conference, the 7 of them were strong. But now there are only 2 of them. Duan Lingxiao said. Are you thinking that you can enter the top 10 after killing him? Chu He said. That's right. This was Duan Lingxiao's idea. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. First, he could kill Lin Xian. Second, he was in the top 11. The God's Awakening door required 10 people. Once Lin Xian died, he would be in the top 10 and could enter the God's Awakening door. Actually, killing Lin Xian wasn't the best choice because Lin Xian was the strongest. There were many people in the top 10 who were weaker than Lin Xian. For example, Wang Xintong. However, if Wang Xintong died, most people would suspect Duan Lingxiao because he was the one who benefited the most. However, if Lin Xian died, there might be people who would suspect him, but not that many because Lin Xian had too many enemies. Moreover, he really wanted to kill Lin Xian. Don't worry, I'll definitely work with you in the God's Awakening door. Although no one knows what's inside, you'll need someone to work with. If Lin Xian goes in, he'll have 7 out of 10 people in his team. Zhuge Feng is very close to him. As for Feng Ling, if I'm not wrong, she should be quite close to Lin Xian right now, right? Then tell me, if that's the case, out of 10 people, 9 of them are on the same side, what do you get in the end? No matter how confident you are, you won't be able to compete with 9 people. It had to be said that this was the main point. Lin Xian was indeed powerful, but it shouldn't be that hard to kill him. Previously, Xiao Yun failed because the Xiao family was trash. Moreover, Lin Xian and the other 7 people were together. Everyone's laws and domains were very strong, but it was different now. Lin Xian was alone and without help. Chu He nodded. Yes, I can do it, but you have to fulfill your promise to me. Of course, compared to me being able to enter the God's Awakening door and changing my life, those things aren't worth mentioning. All right. I'll find an opportunity to do it. Then Chu He hung up. Opportunity. Opportunity? How could he find such an opportunity? He definitely couldn't do it in a place with people, but... A place with no people? Why would they go to a place with no people? Wait. Xiaoyan raised his eyebrows. Why couldn't they go to a place with people? His Chu family had the ability to do so. If they did the opposite, they would feel that there were many people, so they could relax their vigilance and be safe. But in reality, that wasn't the case. Now there was only one condition. They had to go to a place where they could stay for a period of time, and be relatively spacious. Only then would they be able to do it. The sky was already dark, and he had been paying attention to the whereabouts of Lin Xian and the others. He had already begun to make arrangements for the people. As for his father and the others, they didn't care, because they knew what kind of person their son was. He did things very carefully and methodically, so there wouldn't be any mistakes under normal circumstances. They only asked a little, and found out that their son wanted to kill Lin Xian. How should they put it? They were a little worried. This Lin Xian was after all the first place of the Sky Martial Assembly. But after worrying, it didn't matter. He was indeed the first place of the Sky Martial Assembly, but he was only the first place of his generation. The people who went to kill him weren't from his generation, and they were all at the absolute void stage. Moreover, they were from the Chu family, so they definitely had top-notch assassination techniques. Illusions, formations, and so on, they were all very good at using them, and could create multiple illusions to kill people. How should they put it? For the Chu family, it was definitely a good thing that there was one less person on the continent who was stronger than the future successor of the Chu family. Young master, they went to the Riverside Park. A person walked over and said, "Oh, Riverside Park? Is it the park and amusement park that just opened?" That person nodded. Good chance. Chuhi raised his eyebrows. As long as they went to the Riverside Park, they would definitely stay there for a long time. The Riverside Park was very, very big. Although there would be a lot of people when it just opened, because it was too big, there would always be some places where there would be no one. Moreover, it was very spacious, so they would stay there for a long time. The conditions were met. Gather, prepare to ambush at the Riverside Park. Young master, what's our plan? We don't have a plan for now. Let's go there first and see the situation. However, we will definitely take action tonight. Yes. On the other side, Lin Xian and the other two arrived at the Riverside Park. There are so many people, so lively. Wu Yuhan glanced at the lights and crowd in front of her. Laughter, all kinds of stalls, all kinds of delicious food, young couples, families with children, and the elderly with their families. It was very lively at night. The park that just opened has an amusement park inside. It's the largest amusement park in the entire Feng country. Because it just opened, it's all free. Moreover, it's so big and beautiful. It will definitely be full of people. Feng Ling said. The food and other things are also free? What nonsense are you thinking? Feng Ling then said. All the entertainment facilities inside are free, but although it's good to be free, there are too many people. If you don't line up for a while, you won't be able to play. Then why did you bring me here? Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. Shut up. Feng Ling gritted her teeth. This man was really infuriating. But it's really lively. Let's go in and play, Wu Yuhan said. Indeed, it was rare to be so relaxed. Today, they really had a lot of fun. If only they could find out the culprit from that year. Let's go in and play. Then they walked in. Chapter 14-17. In Lin Xian's memory. It had been a long time since he had come to such a place. He could still vaguely remember the happiest period in the past. It was when he was in Tianhua City, when he had just obtained the Adonis system and could cultivate. He was really happy during that period of time. Everyone who should be by his side was by his side. Riverside Park was very beautiful. It was really big. There were even small forests, lakes, and a big river passing through. There were too many attractions to play. The lights were shining, and the laughter of children could be heard everywhere. What do you want to play? Lin Xian smiled and looked at Wu Yuhan. Anything is fine. Wu Yuhan glanced at it. She probably hadn't been to such a place for more than 10 years. Feng Ling was about the same. She might have only been here when she was young. After she grew up, she was completely uninterested in such places. However, weren't all humans like this? When in a special place, in a special environment, with special people around, they might do some special things. Then let's just play casually. There's a haunted house over there. Shall we go there? Boring. Feng Ling rolled her eyes. They were not even afraid of heavenly venerables and great void realm beasts. Why would they go to a haunted house? It was really boring. Lin Xian glanced at Feng Ling. I say you're silly. According to what you said, aren't roller coasters even more boring? We can walk casually in the air. Isn't the speed faster than roller coasters? Come here and think of yourself as an ordinary person. You. Feng Ling gritted her teeth, but she felt that it was quite reasonable. What about you? Hurry up and get the tickets. Lin Xian glared at Feng Ling. Just you wait. She swore that she would go to Lin and City. When they left, she would go to Lin and City together. She wanted this Lin Xian to feel what despair was. Scamming her of her money. He wanted her to pay, right? When the time came, she would then. Feng Ling went to get the tickets unhappily. Because there was a limit to the number of people in the haunted house. The main thing was that there were too many people tonight, so they had to control the number of people. After getting the tickets, they just had to line up. Fortunately, it was late at night, and there were not that many people in the haunted house. Those adults with children would basically not go to the haunted house. Those who went there were mostly bad friends, and couples rarely went there together. The three of them didn't line up for long before they walked in. Young master, they went to the haunted house. At this time, a person spoke into the headset in his ear. At this moment, there was no telling how many members of the Chu family were gathered in the Riverside Park. They were perfectly disguised as ordinary people in the crowd. Even the couple you saw were members of the Chu family. That's right, this Lin Xian was involved in too many things, and Chu he was well aware of it. Therefore, in order to kill him, he had to mobilize such a large force to ensure that he would die. Chu he pondered for a moment. Can we fight inside the haunted house? Actually, it was not a bad choice to fight inside the haunted house. It was extremely dark inside, and there were very few people. Perhaps something that happened would be thought to be the work of a ghost, and the people outside would not know at all. It's possible, but it requires time to prepare. Moreover, Miss Feng is with them, and they all have spatial attributes. It's a little difficult. Chu he pondered for a moment. Then we'll act according to plan. Arrange the entire Riverside Park into a formation. Wait for them to go to a few places. Activate the illusion formation, and take action immediately. Chu he said. Yes. On the other side, Lin Xian, Wu Yuhan, and Feng Ling walked in. Needless to say, this haunted house was really a little scary. Feng Ling was originally very brave, but when she came to this place, the atmosphere, the movements, and the sounds in the air would make people unconsciously feel scared. Moreover, to be honest, for martial artists, no matter how scary the demonic beasts were, they were not scary. What was scary? Ghosts. Ghosts had not been proven until now. All the wraiths were actually not considered ghosts, and ghosts were unknown. The unknown was the scariest. Moreover, every child would be instilled with the thought that ghosts were scary from a young age, whether it was by family or television. This kind of influence was subtle and deep-rooted. After entering, Feng Ling and Wu Yuhan shrank their heads and followed beside Lin Xian. It seems quite scary. Lin Xian said. Tisk, what's so scary about this? You're really embarrassing, man. Feng Ling clicked her tongue. Ah! Suddenly, a figure appeared beside her, and there was a scream that was quite scary. What was Feng Ling's first reaction? She turned her head to look at the ghost, and then let out a scream that was even louder than the ghost. After screaming for 2 seconds, bang, she smashed the ghost into pieces with a single punch. Lin Xian. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian laughed until his stomach hurt. What the F***ck? What are you laughing at? Feng Ling's face was red as she gritted her teeth and looked at Lin Xian. Bastard. Damn it. Aren't you not afraid? You screamed louder than the ghost just now. Is it Xiao Yuhan? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Feng Ling said stubbornly. Who says I'm scared? I'm not afraid of ghosts at all, but I'm scared because of the voice that suddenly appeared beside me. And not because it's a ghost. Do you understand? If you do that, you'll be scared too. Then, a ghost that was similar to the one Feng Ling had suddenly appeared behind Lin Xian, and it was screaming. Feng Ling subconsciously shrank back, but Lin Xian was indifferent. You! Damn it! Feng Ling was really going to be angered to death by this bastard Lin Xian. Wu Yuhan smiled and said, Actually, if you instill the thought that everything here is fake, then you won't be afraid. Ah, a scream suddenly came from behind her, and Wu Yuhan teleported to the other side of Lin Xian to hide. Wu Yuhan. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. Her pretty face was slightly red. Damn it. Why was she scared of this kind of thing when she wasn't even afraid of virtualized realm beasts? I think you guys don't dare to go deeper. I saw on the poster that this haunted house is the scariest haunted house in the entire phone country. I think you two top experts will be scared. Let's go out and play something else. Who says I'm scared? Go. Feng Ling gritted her teeth and said. Are you sure? I'm not scared. What a proud woman. Okay, go. 20 minutes later, the three of them walked out of the haunted house. I said I'm not scared, right? Feng Ling said. Your face is pale. Lin Xian smiled. That's because I'm white. She wasn't scared at all. Definitely not scared. She was just scared by the voice that suddenly appeared. Not scared of ghosts. Let's go and play over there. And Lin Xian's every move was already under the attention of others. Chapter 14:18. Lin Xian and the rest came to a lake. They rowed their boats and looked at the starry sky. After they were done, the roller coasters and the like were no fun. They did not go and play. Instead, they wandered around and enjoyed the beautiful scenery of the park. Soon, they came to a road. There were few lights on this road, and it was a little off. There were trees on both sides and a smooth cement road in the middle. There were very few people because there was nothing fun here. Feng Ling, why don't you go to the hotel room with us and play cards with us tonight? Lin Xian said with a smile. Feng Ling. Play cards. She was stunned. No one had ever asked her to play cards in her life. Wu Yuhan. What was Lin Xian trying to do? Asking her to go to the hotel room to play cards? Was he thinking of, wah, what a beast? Bah. Yes, playing cards is very interesting, Lin Xian said with a smile. Then why should I go to your place? We can go to the coffee shop or my house. Feng Ling said. No. That's different. Sitting in a circle on the bed in the hotel room, wearing pajamas and then playing cards. That's a kind of enjoyment. Feng Ling, go to hell. Feng Ling directly kicked Lin Xian. Then she kept chasing Lin Xian. Lin Xian ran forward. As he ran, Lin Xian suddenly felt that something was not right. He looked back. Where was Feng Ling? That's right. A second ago, she was shouting and chasing after him. Then she suddenly disappeared. Did the space attribute disappear? No. Lin Xian did not feel any fluctuation of spiritual power. Moreover, Feng Ling. Xiao Yuhan. Lin Xian shouted, but there was no response. Pfft. The next moment Lin Xian sneered. Sigh, as expected, handsome people will be targeted wherever they go. Lin Xian shook his head helplessly. He really didn't expect that someone would make a move on him. He was truly convinced. However, to be honest, no one knew that he was at the Great Void stage. Moreover, he was already at the Great Void stage 3 stars. If they had known, they might have considered whether or not to make a move. There was a high chance that they would not have made a move. However, who would have thought that Lin Xian would advance to the Absolute Void stage in such a short time? As for who it was, Lin Xian had a guess, but he wasn't sure. Xiao Yuhan is already at the Great Void stage. She shouldn't be in any danger. As for Feng Ling, I don't think she's looking for him. Lin Xian knew that these people were looking for him. Come out. Lin Xian replied. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this moment, dozens of clowns suddenly fell down from 2 rows of trees with ropes dangling from them. Then they turned around in midair and looked at Lin Xian with sharp eyes. Deliberately mystifying things. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and activated his Eye of Cave Spirit. He instinctively felt that this should be an illusion. When Lin Xian activated his Eye of Cave Spirit, he saw it. Feng Ling was not far away. She looked very puzzled and kept looking around. She walked around as if she was looking for something. However, she had already seen Lin Xian and the clowns, but she still acted as if she saw nothing and continued to search. She seemed to be shouting something, but her voice could not be heard. Then Lin Xian looked to the other side. Wu Yuhan was also searching there. The two of them might be 20 meters apart, but they could not see each other. This was a trap that had been prepared in advance. Lin Xian laughed in his heart. Then he looked at the dozens of clowns surrounding him. Somewhere in the distance, Chu-He put his hands in his pockets and looked over with a cold smile. Lin Xian glanced over, and Chu-He's brows furrowed. He could see him. Or, He just happened to look at others and his gaze passed by him? It should be the latter. He was all too familiar with this illusion array. Even Feng Ling couldn't break free from it, so how could Lin Xian see him? Even a 10th level absolute virtual stage warrior would not be able to break free from the illusion easily. Little did he know that although the illusion was powerful, Lin Xian's eye of cave spirit was even more powerful. Lin Xian also saw that person. Chu He. Of course Lin Xian knew Chu He, but he pretended not to see him. It seemed that some things had to be settled tonight. Since Chu He wanted to kill him, Lin Xian did not know the reason, and did not want to know. He did not need to know either. He only needed to know that since Chu He wanted to kill him, he would kill him tonight. Lin Xian could not be bothered to talk to these people. Obviously, these people were from the Chu family. Why did they have to be so flashy? Lin Xian glanced around. 23 people, all in the absolute virtual stage. They really thought highly of him, Lin Xian. There were from 1 star to 10 stars of the absolute virtual stage. Of course, there were more of those with lower realms. Go! One of them shouted. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Their silhouettes were extremely fast, worthy of being assassins. However, what happened next? In front of Lin Xian, all the flashy moves were useless. Because Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly, this formation could even restrict the power of space, so they were fully prepared. However, Lin Xian did not even think of running. Activate the domain. Whoosh! In an instant, Lin Xian activated his own domain. Now Lin Xian, who was at the absolute virtual stage, could lower the opponent's realm by 4 stars with his domain. In other words, even if the 23 people present were at the absolute virtual stage, they would be reduced to 6 stars of the absolute virtual stage. As for Lin Xian, he was at 3 stars of the absolute virtual stage. This gap was very small for Lin Xian, and some directly fell to the heavenly venerable stage. Although you know my laws and have dispatched so many experts, there are 2 points that you may not be very clear about. First, my realm is now at the 3rd level of the absolute virtual stage. Second, you still don't know the effect of my domain. Destruction Law. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed and released the terrifying Destruction Law. Puff puff puff. 23 people, this was their domain. Before they could release their laws, 18 of them instantly vomited blood and fell to the ground. They were either all dead or seriously injured, and had completely lost their ability to fight. As for the other 5 people, because their realms were above Lin Xian, the Destruction Law was not very effective. However, Creation Law. Double Strength, Double Spirit. Spatial Lock. Lin Xian directly released the power to seal the space around them. Void Killing Eyes. Blue water droplets appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. Then he reached out and grabbed them, throwing them over. 5 people's bodies were pierced. It was not that they did not want to attack, but Lin Xian's power was too brainless. In the next instant, Lin Xian looked at the dumbfounded Chu He through the illusion. Chapter 14:19. Chu He was completely stunned. What did he just see? He only saw Lin Xian use a few seconds, then he didn't know what ability he used. Maybe it was the law of destruction? After all, he knew that Lin Xian had the law of destruction, but he also knew that the law of destruction had a limit. You're just a 10th order heavenly venerable. Your law of destruction would at most have an effect on a 10th order heavenly venerable, but a great virtual realm? It might be possible, but the effect was minimal. Then how did you kill all these people in an instant? On what basis? Could it be that his realm was higher than theirs? How was that possible? As a 10th order heavenly venerable, he knew how difficult it was to reach the great virtual realm from the 10th order heavenly venerable realm. Even a top powerhouse would need a certain amount of time to do so. What made him even more confused was that although these people were dead, the illusion array was still there. Why did Lin Xian keep looking at him? How could this be? Whoosh! In an instant, Lin Xian's figure appeared in front of Chu He. Young Master Chu, long time no see. Come to the amusement park to play. Lin Xian stood in front of Chu He and asked with a smile. Chu He. He could King see him? What was going on? How did he manage to kill all of his men in an instant? There were even great virtual realm 10 stars among his people. However, Chu He could only remain calm. Yes, I came to play. I heard that the largest amusement park opened here. I didn't expect young Master Lin to be here too. What a coincidence. Chu-hee squeezed out a smile with difficulty. Yes, young Master Chu doesn't have the space attribute, right? Lin Xian asked. And space lock. Lin Xian then used space lock to seal their space. Great virtual realm. It was only now that he realized that Lin Xian had really advanced to the great virtual realm. However, even if he had advanced to the great virtual realm, how the F*CK did he kill a 10th order heavenly venerable realm expert in an instant? Hee. What does young Master Lin mean? Chu-hee squeezed out a smile with difficulty. What do you mean? Lin Xian lowered his head and lit a cigarette. He blew out a smoke ring and said faintly, "Let me ask you. 20 years ago, the Wu family was exterminated. Was it your Chu family that did it?" Chu-hee's eyes narrowed. Did he come over for the Wu family's matter? He was wondering why this Lin Xian would come to Feng country. Was it really for the Wu family's matter? But why? Wait a minute. Wu Yuhan. Could she be the Wu family's? Young Master Lin, what do you mean? The Wu family extermination case is a secret in the entire Wind City. How could I possibly know? Bang. In the next moment, his right arm exploded without any warning, flesh and blood flying everywhere. Ah! His blood-curdling screams were heard. This illusory array could be used as a cover for Lin Xian's crimes. Say it or you'll be in pain. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up slightly, still not speaking. Bang! In the next instant, his left arm also exploded. Ah! Chu-hee was a 10-star heavenly venerable. In front of Lin Xian, a 3-star great void stage, he was nothing. Especially when Lin Xian had the law of destruction. If there was no law, they could try to fight. However, the law of destruction was absolutely brainless and invincible when facing someone of a lower realm. Tell me, the next one to break the laws of nature will be your life. Lin Xian smirked and said, I'll speak. I'll speak. His face was pale. Lin Xian laughed. Speak. 20 years ago. Chu-hee lowered his head and his eyes narrowed. Whoosh. In the next instant, he charged directly at Lin Xian. Lin Xian could not help but sneer. If it were anyone else, they might really be in danger. However, he had the spatial attribute. Whoosh. In the next instant, Lin Xian disappeared on the spot. The law of destruction was released, and Chu-hee was directly erased. There was no need to ask him. He probably could not say it out loud. He had to admit that he was rather impressed by Chu-hee. Even in such a situation, Chu-hee still insisted on perishing together with Lin Xian. It was just that he had met Lin Xian. Now Lin Xian felt much better. At least there was one less person who wanted to kill him in this world. At the same time, there was also one less person who was not weak. As for the Wu family, Lin Xian still didn't have any news. From what Chu-hee had shown, Lin Xian really couldn't tell if the Chu family was involved or not. Sigh. Lin Xian sighed. Then he released the law of destruction and destroyed the surrounding illusion array. Lin Xian. Lin Xian. At the same time, Wu Yuhan and Feng Ling suddenly saw Lin Xian and quickly ran over. At the same time, they also noticed the blood on the ground in front of Lin Xian and frowned. What happened just now? Wu Yuhan asked. The Chu family made a move, Lin Xian said. What? The Chu family? Feng Ling frowned. Yes, they sent out more than 20 people. They were all in the Great Void stage. However, I killed them all. Feng Ling. Wu Yuhan. More than 20 Great Void stage cultivators. How could you say it was so easy to kill them all? This was because Lin Xian did it relatively easily. Mainly, these people did not even have time to release their most powerful laws and domains. Then Lin Xian destroyed the laws. It was too brainless. If they had released their laws and domains to fight with Lin Xian might have died. Why does the Chu family want to kill you? Feng Ling asked, puzzled. Lin Xian should not have any grudges with the Chu family, right? That means Chu-hee wants to kill me. Chu-hee? Feng Ling muttered to herself. Could it be that he cooperated with someone else and after killing you, one of the top 10 in the God Awakening door will be empty? That person can then enter. Duan Ling Xiao? Feng Ling's words made Lin Xian's eyes light up. That's right. It seemed to make sense. Duan Ling Xiao was ranked 11th. If he Lin Xian died, Duan Ling Xiao would enter the top 10. It was really possible. If it was just because he liked Feng Ling and came out to play with Feng Ling, wouldn't it be a little too extreme? After all, he had not investigated anything clearly. Where's Chu-hee? Feng Ling asked. Dead. Feng Ling. You're amazing. The corner of Feng Ling's mouth twitched. This person was too ruthless. She and Chu-hee only knew each other and could not be considered friends. He wanted to kill Lin Xian and was killed by Lin Xian instead. There was no problem with that. Let's go home. I think there will be more later, Lin Xian said. With Chu-hee dead, how could the Chu family not know why he came out? And with him dead, could the Chu family have a good ending? Of course not. Therefore, they were still waiting for Lin Xian. But what did that matter? Could the Chu family produce a heavenly Dao realm expert? Absolutely impossible. Without a heavenly Dao realm expert, even the Great Void 10-star was nothing. Chapter 1420. The three of them left the amusement park with their own thoughts. Lin Xian, I have to remind you of something. The Chu family is very powerful. Their assassination methods are very powerful. You must not be careless. Chu-hee is dead. More than 20 great virtual realm experts are dead. Of course, they will know that you did it. Even if they are afraid, they will definitely not have a good ending. Feng Ling reminded Lin Xian. I know. Do I need you to remind me? Scram. Feng Ling rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. However, she was truly shocked. He killed more than 20 great virtual realm experts alone in such a short period of time. How did he do it? She was not at the 10-star great virtual realm. Go back and have a good rest. I'm tired after playing for the whole day, Lin Xian said. Are you still playing tomorrow? Feng Ling asked. Oh. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows and looked at her. Don't misunderstand. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, so don't bother me. With that said, Feng Ling released her spatial attribute and disappeared. Lin Xian. What about the Chu family? Wu Yuhan asked. Lin Xian shook his head. I'm not sure. Let's play for another 2 days. If it doesn't work, we can only use the last resort. But isn't that too dangerous? Lin Xian said with a smile. Don't forget that I have the law of creation. In 2 or 3 days, I'll constantly release the law of creation to create things. The strength will definitely not be low. All right. Wu Yuhan nodded. Let's go and have some fun, Wu Yuhan. Then, she was having sex with the hooligan, Lin Xian, that night. These days, Wu Yunhua would occasionally come out. Wu Yuhan was the one taking the lead. The next day, the Chu family was in complete chaos. What's going on? Where's Xiaohe? Xiaohe hasn't returned? Chu-hee's father, Chu Jingyan, was extremely anxious. Chu-hee was just too important to the Chu family. He was a rare genius in the Chu family, and he even had a chance of advancing to the heavenly Dao realm. After returning from the mystical realm, he was bound to be at the Great Void realm. It probably wouldn't take long for him to reach the heavenly Dao realm. Of course, he knew that Chu-hee had brought people to kill Lin Xian last night. Of course, he didn't think it was a big deal. Lin Xian was very important, but if he wanted to kill someone, how difficult would it be for the Chu clan? As long as it was done secretly enough, it would be fine. Moreover, his son was also very meticulous. He believed in him. However, he did not know if Lin Xian was dead or not, but it had been an entire night. Chu-hee and the 20 or so great virtual realm warriors of the Chu clan had not returned. Not only that, they could not even be contacted now. For some reason, he began to panic. Father, don't worry. Maybe they are still fighting, Chu Feng said. Still fighting. More than 20 great virtual realm martial artists killed a 10 stars heavenly venerable realm martial artist. Even if that Lin Xian advanced to the great virtual realm, how long can he last? Chu Jingyun gnashed his teeth in anger. He had a very uneasy feeling. Please don't let anything happen. Please don't let anything happen. That Lin Xian has the spatial attribute, as well as the laws of destruction and creation. He has the opportunity to escape from the spatial seal. Perhaps he has already escaped to the ends of the world. Big Brother and the others have also chased him to the ends of the world. That's why we can't get through to him, Chu Feng said. I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case. Chu Jingyun sat there smoking a cigarette. Master. At that moment, a person ran in. Is there any news from Little He? Chu Jingyun hurriedly stood up and asked. No, but I just discovered that Lin Xian was shopping with that girl. Chu Jingyun. My son brought 20 or so great virtual realm experts to kill you. Right now, I don't know whether my son is dead or alive. There's no news, and I can't contact him. You're shopping? At that moment, he was completely panicking. Lin Xian still hadn't run away? Furthermore, he was still shopping? In other words, his own son. Chu Jingyun's body staggered back repeatedly. Then he fell onto the sofa. Father. Chu Feng hurriedly ran over to support Chu Jingyun. Actually, he was feeling very happy. Why? With that being the case, his older brother had been killed by Lin Xian. In that case, the future of the Chu family would fall into his hands. Otherwise, it would definitely be Chu He's. Nice. Little He. Little He. Chu Jingyun's body was trembling. He truly couldn't understand. With over 20 great virtual realm experts, and even a rank 10 great virtual realm expert, why wasn't Lin Xian injured? Why was he shopping today? Why were all his people dead? Why? He couldn't understand at all. Father, we must avenge Big Brother. Chu Feng had a very sad expression. Crack, crack, crack. Chu Jingyun tightly clenched his fists. Yes, they must avenge him. But the strongest person in the Chu family was a great virtual realm expert. Last night, they had sent out a great virtual realm expert as well. However, they were still uncontactable. In addition, Lin Xian had appeared in the Wind City and was happily shopping. He had reason to believe that no matter if it was the 20+ experts or his son, they were all dead. This Lin Xian must have some expert secretly protecting him. Only then did Chu Jingyun realize that. It must be. Otherwise, with his cultivation, how could it be possible? Perhaps it really is. Chu Feng nodded. Then it's really not easy to make a move. At least, it's not easy to make a move openly. Then, how can we make a move? How can we kill him? How can we avenge my son? Chu Jingyun's eyes were blood red. Assassination. Last night, the 20+ people were assassinated. However, none of them survived. Father, can we try poison? Poison? Of course, no problem. But how? Chu Jingyun gritted his teeth. At that moment, an old man next to him said, Master, there will be a grand banquet in the Imperial Palace tomorrow night. Perhaps there will be a chance to make a move at the banquet. As long as that person participates. Chu Jingyun's eyes suddenly lit up. Right. There were plenty of ways to make a move at the banquet. If it really didn't work, he would go find the emperor and ask the emperor to cooperate with him. After all, the Chu family had been the Imperial Palace's dog for a very, very long time. That's right. The Wind Nation was the same as the Ice Nation. They had an emperor. The Hua Nation was more similar to Earth. However, the emperor might not have much power, but he was still an emperor. But now, the important thing is, how do we make that Lin Xian participate? Chu Feng said. That's easy. Hasn't he been quite close with the Feng family's Feng Ling recently? Feng, help send the Feng family's invitation. Send 2 more. Also, I don't think you need me to teach you how to hint, right? Chu Feng nodded. I understand. Go. Chu Jingyun waved his hand weakly, then leaned on the sofa. His entire person seemed to have aged 20 years in an instant. Lin Xian. His eyes flickered with killing intent. You will undoubtedly die. I will kill you. Chapter 14:21. My waist hurts. Lin Xian massaged his waist. Wu Yuhan. This is so infuriating. You took advantage of me, yet you're still acting innocent? Scram. Little Yuhan, you're too much. You don't understand men at all. Men are really bitter creatures. Lin Xian sat up and stretched his back. Wu Yuhan put on her clothes and wanted to give Lin Xian a kick. Are we going to start our plan today? Wu Yuhan couldn't be bothered to talk to Lin Xian about this topic. Bastard. Lin Xian pondered for a moment. Why don't we wait a little longer? Wu Yuhan nodded. Anything is fine. I'll listen to you. Lin Xian said. I think that the Chu clan will make a move soon since I've just killed Chu He. They must know that I was the one who killed him. Let's make use of this opportunity to find out if the Chu clan is the culprit. Wu Yuhan nodded. Of course she would listen to Lin Xian. Women were born to rely on men. When a woman chose a man, it was definitely because the man attracted her and gave her something to rely on. Thus, no matter what, a woman would feel a sense of security around a man. Then what should we do today? Let's continue playing. Lin Xian grinned. Alright. It had been a long time since he had played for so many days. Lin Xian took it as an opportunity for himself to relax. Meanwhile, in the Feng clan, Chu Feng arrived with a smile on his face. Feng Ling and the others were discussing something in the main hall, when Chu Feng walked in. Uncle Feng, Big Brother Feng. Chu Feng bowed respectfully. Oh, it's little Feng. What brings you here? Feng Qingyang asked with a smile. It's like this. Chu Feng took out some invitations and placed them on the table. There's a banquet at the Imperial Palace tonight. I believe everyone should know about it, right? Feng Qingyang nodded. And of course. It's the Emperor's birthday tonight, so we'll definitely be there. This is an invitation. The Emperor's birthday must be as lively as possible. Therefore, there will be a lot of invitations. There may be a lot of people that the Emperor doesn't know, but he wants it to be lively. As long as it's a big clan, the people that are brought by outstanding people should be more outstanding people. Therefore, His Majesty specially instructed my father, and my father also instructed me to specially inform the major clans when sending the invitations, that if there are some relatively powerful or outstanding people, it would be best for any of the clans to bring any of them. It would be more lively, so everyone should go, Chu Feng said with a smile. Of course, we'll definitely be there. Then I'll take my leave first. I still have to deliver the invitations to the other families. Then Chu Feng walked away. Feng Qingyang glanced at the stack of invitations. He has an ulterior motive. Feng Qingyang shook his head. Feng Ling frowned. The Chu clan was here to deliver the invitations, and Chu He and the other experts were killed by Lin Xian. Now that Lin Xian was close to her Feng clan, she couldn't help but think that they were trying to lure Lin Xian over. Feng Ling didn't tell anyone about what happened last night, not even Feng Qingyang. So Feng Qingyang didn't even know that Chu He was dead. To be more precise, other than Feng Ling and the Chu clan, no one else knew about Chu He's death. However, Feng Qingyang was an old fox. He could tell that there was an ulterior motive behind Chu Feng's words. However, he couldn't figure out what it was. There wasn't such a situation in the past, and it was only this time. What was different about the Feng clan this time? Lin Xian? Feng Qingyang frowned. The only difference was that his daughter was very close to Lin Xian. Was it really because of him? Lingling, did Lin Xian do something? Feng Qingyang asked. Ah. Feng Ling was stunned. Looking at Feng Ling's expression, as her father, Feng Qingyang knew that something was wrong. His daughter was swift and decisive. She would never act like this. Unless she had something on her mind. What did you do with Lin Xian? Feng Qinghao and Feng Qingyu glanced at one another. Dad, you can't be suspecting that big sister has slept with Lin Xian, right? Feng Qingyu asked. Feng Qingyang, Feng Ling. Get lost. How did I give birth to such a foolish son like you? Feng Qingyang glared at him. Feng Qingyu lowered his head in grievance. He felt that he was right. His father was asking his sister what she had done with Lin Xian. What did that man and woman do? The only thing that came to his mind was that they went to bed. Feng Ling lowered her head and hesitated for a moment. Last night, Lin Xian killed Chu He, and more than 20 absolute void stage experts from the Chu clan. Gasp! Feng Qingyang and the others could not help but gasp. Lin Xian killing Chu He wasn't something to be shocked about, because Chu He was inferior to Lin Xian in the first place. As for why Lin Xian would kill Chu He could think of a few possibilities. What he needed to take note of was that Chu He was the eldest son of the Chu clan, and a top-notch genius. However, the most shocking thing was that Lin Xian had killed more than 20 absolute void stage experts. What happened? Feng Ling shook her head. I'm not sure. We were playing in the Riverside Park when we were tricked by the Chu clan's illusory formation. When I walked out of the illusory formation, Lin Xian had already killed all the experts. They must have come to assassinate Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian's strength is too terrifying. Is he at the absolute void stage? Feng Ling nodded. Although he's at the absolute void stage, there are more than 20 absolute void stage experts in the Chu clan. He even took less than 2 minutes to kill them all. Feng Qingyang could not help but be shocked. There's a reason why he could get first place in the Tianwu conference. There's a reason why you can't beat him. Wind Chimes also sighed helplessly. Yes, she really could not beat him. However, I'll work hard. This God's Awakening door is my chance. I have a high chance of surpassing him. Feng Ling said, unwilling to admit defeat. It seems like their target this time is Lin Xian. Feng Qinghao said. That's right. The Chu clan is very close to the imperial family. They're just a dog of the imperial family. However, you can't say that. The imperial family is not as powerful as you think. They're only slightly stronger than the Chu clan and the Feng clan. If the Chu clan and the imperial family discuss this banquet might be a trap for Lin Xian. Feng Qingyang said. Then I won't talk to him. Speak. Feng Qingyang said. Huh. Feng Ling looked at him in confusion. It's up to him. He's definitely not here for a vacation. You can talk to him and let him decide for himself. Feng Ling nodded and then contacted Lin Xian. Hey little Ling Ling, do you miss me? Feng Ling was speechless. Chapter 1422. In the Feng family's hall, those people were embarrassed. Because they had all heard it. Feng Ling was definitely the most embarrassed person. Bastard. Speak human language. Feng Ling gritted her teeth and said, was he crazy? Why did he open the conversation with her like that? She had caused her father and brother to misunderstand her. That's human language. I love you. Lin Xian said with a grin. Feng Ling was speechless. Cough, cough, cough. Feng Qingyang coughed dryly. Could it be that his daughter had developed a romantic relationship with Lin Xian in the past 2 days? You. Feng Ling gritted her teeth. Bastard. Bastard. I'm on speaker. I have people with me. I still love you. Feng Ling was speechless. Cough, cough, cough. Feng Qingyang could not help but cough dryly again. My father and the others are with them. Lin Xian was speechless. Cough, cough, what's the matter? Lin Xian then coughed dryly and asked. Damn it. Feng Ling really wanted to kick him to death. Then Feng Ling roughly told Lin Xian some things. Are you going? Feng Ling asked. Of course, how can I not go? I'm eating grilled fish with Yuhan at Subei Square. Do you want to come? It's my treat this time. Also, help me send the invitation. Thank you. With that, Lin Xian hung up the phone. Feng Ling was speechless. Damn it. If she remembered correctly, she did not say that she was going, right? This kid has you in his clutches. He's a smart person. No wonder he has so many beautiful and outstanding girls around him. Sure enough, go. Feng Qingyang said. I'm not going. I'll get someone to send it to him. Didn't he say that he wanted to treat you to grilled fish? You should take advantage of him. Feng Qinghao said. Feng Ling's beautiful eyes lit up. Yes. I'll go then. Then Feng Ling disappeared in a flash. At the grilled fish shop in the mall, Wind Chimes took a picture of the invitation and gave it to Lin Xian. You said it was your treat today. Windling confirmed and said. Lin Xian glanced at the invitation and then put it away. He smiled and nodded. Okay, it's my treat. Order whatever you want. All right. Then Windling glanced at the menu and realized something. She was going crazy. She suddenly realized something. This was not a 5-star hotel. This was not a luxurious restaurant. It was just a grilled fish shop in a shopping mall. The average cost per person was 150 to 200 yuan. Even if she ordered the most expensive thing, would she be able to get 2,000 yuan? Wow. This person was a real dog, a real dog. What's wrong? Lin Xian smiled as he looked at Windling. I suddenly lost my appetite. I want to eat something else. Feng Ling said. All right, You can choose from this shopping mall. Feng Ling was speechless. Not in this mall. Lin Xian smiled. All right. Anyway, little Yuhan and I are almost done eating, so I'll accompany you to eat something else. Let's go. Windling's evil plan succeeded. Her beautiful eyes lit up. Then they walked out. Damn. Is there anyone selling pancakes here? Xiao Yu, do you want to roll a pancake? Lin Xian saw the entrance of an alley. Sure. Wu Yuhan nodded. Feng Ling took a look. Frankly speaking, it was very fragrant. However, she had never eaten pancakes from roadside stalls. It felt very dirty. Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan ran over there directly. Feng Ling followed them in surprise. She looked at the various vegetables and meat on the table. However, she could not stand the pot of oil. Lin Xian and Wu Yuhan chose and passed it to the boss. Add more chili and roll 2 pancakes together, Lin Xian said. All right. Lin Xian then looked at Feng Ling and asked, You're not eating? Is this good? Cut the crap. When I was young, the happiest time was when I went to roll a pancake with my sister. Lin Xian said. Feng Ling glanced at Lin Xian. Boss, I want one too. Choose your own dish. Soon Lin Xian held a pancake and took a bite in satisfaction. Feng Ling glanced at it and then tried it. To be honest, although it was not as exquisite as the food in restaurants and hotels, it had a deliciousness that she had never tasted before. It was indeed delicious, especially with the addition of chili and sauce. How is it? Not bad. Feng Ling nodded. There's a Rujiamo over there. Want one? Sure. Then each of them had a Rujiamo. After the Rujiamo, there was a serving of stinky tofu. Feng Ling had never eaten it before, but it felt really good. I'm full. I'm not eating anymore. Feng Ling saw Lin Xian buy another pancake and quickly shook her head. You're full? Do you still want to go to the hotel? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Feng Ling was speechless. She was dumbfounded. Ah. Lin Xian. You. Feng Ling was so angry that she pointed at Lin Xian and was speechless. She was fooled. She was full. Did all the food he ate add up to 30 yuan? She lost. If she had known earlier, she would have eaten grilled fish. That way, she could have cheated Lin Xian more money. Now it was only 30 to 40 yuan. Wow. How could someone be so obnoxious? Wu Yuhan just realized this. Really? She wanted to laugh. This Lin Xian, he was really. Just you wait. Anyway, you agreed. When we go to Lin and City, you'll treat us. Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Yes. Then let's play together today? Let's go to the banquet tonight. Feng Ling glanced at Lin Xian. You know it's a hangmen banquet. Why do you still want to go? What's the difference if I go or not? It's dangerous if I go or not. I might as well go and take a look. Maybe I can solve some problems. Lin Xian smiled. But some dangers are unknown. At a banquet with all kinds of people, you have to be more careful. Lin Xian nodded. I know. I want to see what tricks they have up their sleeves. I hope they're a little better and not too stupid. Otherwise, it won't be fun at all. Then be careful. Are you worried about me? Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. Feng Ling was speechless. You're finished. You're starting to worry about me. That means you're not far from falling in love with me. Women are just us. Lin Xian laughed. Feng Ling was speechless. *CK your sister. She couldn't help but swear. I'm only doing this because if you're dead and I go to Lin and City, who's going to treat me? Fengdu, this young miss will definitely get it back from your hands in Lin and City. Feng Ling said proudly. Let's go and play. Time slowly passed and the sky slowly darkened. Tonight's Fengdu was especially lively. Because it was the emperor's birthday, the streets of Fengdu felt like they were celebrating the new year. All the major shopping malls and the like had a lot of discounts today. Lin Xian and the others had already arrived at the entrance of the imperial palace. Chapter 1423. Lin Xian was speechless as he looked at the bustling and humongous imperial palace. This upper-class society was indeed quite impressive. However, even if you were an emperor, in this era, the emperor was no longer the only emperor. An emperor was merely a representative of an empire, similar to the president of Heavenly Blue Planet. He had power, but he could not do whatever he wanted. However, there were times when everyone had to give face. Lin Xian had already made some preparations. All that was left was to see how they would make their move. Be careful, Wu Yuhan reminded Lin Xian. I know. Feng Ling did not walk with them. She was following the Feng family. In fact, under normal circumstances, she did not like to come to this banquet. It was fine if the elders came. But today Lin Xian was here. She also knew that this was a feast at Hongmen. He wanted to see what would happen. Let's go in. Then, they took the invitation and entered the Imperial Palace. Tonight, the Imperial Palace was simply beautiful. All kinds of lights were shining. Although it was night, there wasn't any dark place in the Imperial Palace. From the first step in, you couldn't find a place without people. Everywhere you looked, there were people. Most of them were those who had already arrived and were walking towards the banquet. However, there were also some waiters and the like in the Imperial Palace. The two went to the depths of the plaza. It was a very large open-air plaza, but at this moment, the plaza was decorated like an open-air party. It was very beautiful. There were all kinds of tables and chairs in the surroundings. All of them were filled with food and wine. The lights were flickering, and everyone was chatting with each other while holding a glass of wine. Lin Xian roughly scanned the place. There should be no less than 400 to 500 people here. Moreover, not all of them had arrived. He estimated that there would be more than 1,000 people. Is that him? Lin Xian glanced at a middle-aged man who was holding a glass of wine and chatting with a group of patriarchs. Feng Qingyang was also in the group of people who were chatting with him. The other men and women were looking for handsome men and beautiful women. To them, the banquet was actually an opportunity to hook up with rich guys. Feng Ling said that the Chu family has a very good relationship with the royal family. So since they want to call you over, they might actually collude with the royal family to make a move on you. Wu Yuhan reminded him. I'd like to see how they're going to do it. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up. Then he picked up a glass of wine and swirled it. What are you looking at? Wu Yuhan asked. I'm looking to see if there are any beauties. Lin Xian. Wu Yuhan was speechless. Then she walked away. Hey, where are you going? Find a man. Lin Xian couldn't help but smile. He guessed that this girl just wanted to walk around and see if she could get some information. When Lin Xian arrived, many people's attention was already on Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Chu Feng's eyes narrowed as he looked at Lin Xian. He had a bit of conflict with Lin Xian before. However, he was not on the same level as Lin Xian. How should he put it? Lin Xian killed Chu He. He was even grateful to Lin Xian from the bottom of his heart. However, feeling Lin Xian didn't mean that he had to repay Lin Xian. It only meant that he had no reason to kill Lin Xian. That's Lin Xian. A man was standing beside Chu Feng. Yes. First place in the Tianwu assembly. Amazing. Where's your brother? He's also in the top 10. That man asked. Oh, my brother probably didn't come. The news of Chu He's death had yet to be spread. Thus no one knew about it. Then I'll go and chat with him. Hi, Lin Xian. That man smiled, waved his hand and ran over. Lin Xian? A sudden voice attracted the attention of some of the people in the surroundings. Which Lin Xian is that? Damn. It seems to be him. I've seen the live broadcast of the Tianwu assembly. Isn't he that brother Kuru? He's also here? I heard that the person who got first place in the Tianwu assembly was a person called Lin Xian, right? Where did you hear that? Didn't it not get exposed? I think Chu He accidentally said it at some occasion after he came back. Anyways, I've seen the live broadcast and know this person. His results in the first 2 rounds were explosive. And he's Lin Xian? Then the first place of the Tianwu assembly is probably him. Wah. So he's actually the first place of the Tianwu assembly that suppressed Duan Lingxiao and Chu He. Little brother. Very inexplicably, Lin Xian didn't do anything here. He just sat there drinking red wine and occasionally glancing at the girls. Then he was surrounded by a group of people. This Lin Xian is also here? Sima Yan frowned. Beside him stood Sima Lian. It's this Lin Xian. Sima Lian's eyes also focused. This Lin Xian had obtained the 10,000 evil lightning and snatched it from their hands. They also knew that the capable obtained it, but who would be willing to accept it? Liuzhou City, where the Sima family was located, was not far from here. Liuzhou City was within Feng Nation, but it was very remote. However, their Sima family was also a famous family, so it was normal for them to be invited here. This emperor was very concerned about his face, so he was as grand as possible. Lin Xian. Chu Jingyun's eyes focused as he looked at Lin Xian from afar. He gritted his teeth. He's that Lin Xian. Emperor Hai's eyes stared at Lin Xian, who was surrounded by people in the distance. Yes, Emperor. Tonight, please cooperate with me to kill him and avenge my son, Chu He. Chu Jingyun said. Ai, but this Lin Xian is the first place of the Tianwu tournament. If something happens to him, Chu Jingyun said, my son is also in the top 10. What's the difference between the top 10 and first place? Alright. Since we've already promised Chu family head, then let's act according to the plan. Sima Yan's eyes focused. He's actually the first place of the Tianwu tournament, Lin Xian. Only now did Sima Yan realize this matter. This is somewhat inconceivable. Fortunately, we didn't provoke him at that time. If the news is correct, this Lin Xian is even the Yixian group's Lin Xian. Sima Lian said. Then father, we make friends. Sima Lian said. Not to mention Lin Xian's potential, the Yixian group would definitely be a great power in the continent in the future. These people could see it clearly. Sima Yan nodded. Understood. Then he walked over. Young Master Lin. Sima Yan smiled at Lin Xian. Lin Xian squeezed out from the girls, and his gaze fell on Sima Yan. Isn't this Sima family's Sima Yan? The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up as he looked at Sima Yan. I didn't expect to meet young Master Lin here. Nice to meet you. Everyone opened their mouths. Chapter 1424. Sima Yan's status in this banquet was very high because the Sima family was really powerful. Therefore, at first, there were still people who doubted Lin Xian's identity, but now, there was no need to doubt it. Even Sima Yan from the Sima family came to befriend him. There were some small conflicts before, but I think it's normal. After all, it's normal to fight for a heaven and earth spirit treasure, right? Sima Yan said with a smile. I think so too. Lin Xian nodded. I just didn't expect to see you here. If I had met young Master Lin earlier, I would have participated in the Tianwu conference no matter what. Sima Yan said with a smile. Then my face is really big. Lin Xian exchanged all kinds of pleasantries with him. Ka ka ka. On the other side, Chu Jingyun and the others stared angrily at Lin Xian, who was like a star surrounded by stars. *CK your mother. Your Majesty, let the banquet begin. Chu Jingyun said. Hai Tianxia nodded. Okay. Then, Hai Tianxia walked over, and everyone's eyes gathered on him. Everyone quiet down. Everyone quieted down. I'm very grateful to everyone for coming to my birthday banquet. Some of you even came from faraway places. I'm very grateful. Your Majesty, we will naturally come to your birthday banquet. That's right. Everyone agreed. Good. Today, I also saw many young geniuses. I even found out that the champion of this year's Tianwu conference actually came to this banquet. Hearing this, many people who didn't know were stunned for a moment. Then, their eyes followed Hai Tianxia's gaze and looked at Lin Xian. Great. Your presence brings light to my banquet again. Now let the banquet officially begin. Everyone eat and drink well. Don't be restrained. Then the banquet officially began. Lin Xian felt a little strange. You can't have poisoned all the food in the banquet, right? Then if you did that, how did you make a move on him? You want to secretly approach him and poison him? Isn't that a little too low level? Even though Wind Chimes was also chatting with some people, she was also curious about this. After a while, a seemingly inconspicuous old man suddenly passed by Lin Xian's side. Then with a superb technique, he stabbed a silver needle into Lin Xian at an unimaginable speed and pulled it out. It was so fast that Lin Xian didn't even feel it. That was right. Their methods might not be that great. They were just a single person that the Chu clan had spent a huge amount of resources to hire. And this person was called Black Wind Ghost Hand. He was a very powerful poison master from Feng Empire. In fact, he should be a villain, a wanted person by the three major powers. But if they could kill Lin Xian, who couldn't they invite? However, this person was invited by the Chu clan. Of course, the Chu clan also gave a lot of rewards to the emperor. The emperor's family might be above the Chu clan but not by much. The Chu clan still had a lot of things that caught Hai Tianxia's eye. Then the old man passed by Lin Xian's side and gave Hai Tianxia a look. Then, he smiled and greeted a person that had already been planted there. They drank and chatted. However, this scene was seen by Wu Yuhan. She had been worried about how these people might make a move on Lin Xian, so her attention was actually on Lin Xian from another direction. Bastard! You're still chatting with a girl. You've been tricked. Wu Yuhan secretly gritted her teeth and walked towards Lin Xian. You've been tricked. She transmitted a message to Lin Xian. At such a close distance, it shouldn't be discovered. Lin Xian froze for a moment. Ah! The old man behind you used a very fast technique to attack you. It might be poison, Wu Yuhan said. She was a large success in the dark attribute. A powerful dark attribute cultivator definitely had one strong point, and that was their eyesight. Lin Xian's expression didn't change as he transmitted a message to Wu Yuhan. I got it. Actually, if it was poison, Lin Xian wouldn't be afraid. However, he was still very grateful for Wu Yuhan's warning. Indeed, there was always someone better than you. He had been tricked without even realizing it. Then, Lin Xian took a pastry and casually swallowed an antidote pill that he had refined earlier. This antidote pill was a very high-grade antidote pill. Lin Xian didn't believe that in terms of medical skills and poison, you could compare to him. Chu Jingyan revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. So what if you're the champion of the Tianwu conference? So what if you've advanced to the virtualization stage at such a young age? Aren't you still going to die? Time slowly passed. However, Lin Xian was still smiling calmly as he talked about life and dreams with the girls. Of course, Lin Xian also did something along the way. Didn't you want to poison me to death? Let's see who's going to be poisoned to death. Therefore, Lin Xian secretly used an extremely fast method to stab the old man with a needle. The old man also didn't realize it. Emperor, how long will it take for the poison to take effect? Chu Jingyan asked in confusion. 20 minutes had already passed. Logically speaking, it should have taken effect. I don't know either. That's Senior Black Wind Ghostly Hand's poison. Only he knows. However, I know that once he's poisoned by Black Wind Ghostly Hand, even if the King of Hell doesn't want him, he'll still have to crawl into hell. Hai Tianxia said indifferently. Feng Ling moved to Lin Xian's side and asked, how is it? Count to 10. Lin Xian smiled. Ah. She was stunned for a moment. Then she followed Lin Xian's instructions and started counting. Black Wind Ghostly Hand was a little puzzled. Something was wrong. That person had already been poisoned by him. Logically speaking, 20 minutes should have been enough for the poison to take effect. When it did, his internal organs would have already been infiltrated by the poison. Therefore, he would have died within a few seconds of the poison taking effect. Therefore, there was no way he could have reacted. However, 20 minutes had already passed. Why was he still beaming with joy there? 10. Just as Feng Ling counted to 10, Black Wind Ghostly Hand's pupils suddenly shrank. Puff! A mouthful of black blood spurted out. His figure staggered a few steps back, and then plop. He fell to the ground and stopped breathing. Ah! This sudden scene made some people unable to help but scream. In an instant, that position had been vacated. What? Chu Jingyun and Hai Tianxia were completely stunned. What the hell was this? Why was Black Wind Ghostly Hand the one who was poisoned to death? Why? That Lin Xian was still standing there happily chatting? How could this be? Hai Tianxia frowned. Chapter 1425. Hai Tianxia, Chu Jingyun and the other experts walked towards the corpse of Black Wind Ghost Hand. Due to the sudden death of a person, many people in the surroundings hurriedly ran far away. However, all of them were surprised and watched curiously. Feng Ling was stunned. Lin Xian asked her to count to 10. And when she counted to 10, a person died? What was going on? Lin Xian, did that person attack you? Feng Ling was not a fool. Lin Xian would not kill someone for no reason. Lin Xian nodded gently. They really did attack. Feng Ling secretly gritted her teeth. Lin Xian curled his lips. So what? An old man squatted down to investigate and frowned. He's dead. The old man said. Chu Jingyun and Hai Tianxia frowned. Why? Didn't he want to poison Lin Xian to death? Why did he die? How did he die? Chu Jingyun hurriedly asked. Poison. Chu Jingyun. What the F***ck? He poisoned himself to death? Who did it? Chu Jingyun then pretended to stand up and glance at the crowd. Maybe he did it himself? Lin Xian said with a smile. Humph. Someone poisoned himself to death? What do you mean? Lin Xian said with a smile. What I mean is, maybe he poisoned others and accidentally poisoned himself to death. Of course, it's just a guess. That's all. Chu Jingyun's eyes suddenly narrowed. Hai Tianxia's eyes also narrowed. What did he mean by that? His words were clearly meant for Chu Jingyun. Could it be that he knew that they wanted to poison him to death? Could it be that Lin Xian was the one who poisoned Black Wind Ghost Hand to death? Lin Xian wasn't afraid anyway. Unless they took out a Heavenly Dao Realm expert, Lin Xian wouldn't be afraid as long as it wasn't a top-notch 10th stage Great Void Realm expert. Then I'll tell you today I did it. So what? Men, take his body away first. We can't let it affect the banquet. Wait. Lin Xian said at this moment. Anything else? Hai Tianxia glanced at Lin Xian. Since this person is dead, shouldn't we investigate his identity? What was the meaning of this? Are you worried about exposing his identity in front of everyone? Lin Xian said with a smirk. He didn't give Chu Jingyun and Hai Tianxia any face. Nonsense. You guys wanted to kill yours truly? Do you think yours truly would show you any mercy? Bullsh *T. What did you say? Do you mean that I have something to do with him? Hai Tianxia's eyes narrowed as he looked at Lin Xian. I didn't say that. What I meant was that the process was wrong. That's right. I think so too. Someone was poisoned to death for no reason at this banquet. How can we just let him stay here? There are still murderers here. Perhaps this old man has nothing to do with us, but since this happened here, we can't just stand by and watch. Sima Lian walked out and said indifferently. Yes, I also agree. May I ask if anyone here knows him? Or did someone else come with him? Feng Qingyang asked, but no one answered. Then it seems that no one here knows him. But why would someone poison him? Then family head Feng might have to ask someone who was in a hurry to take him away. Lin Xian said with a smirk. Brat, what do you mean? Are you saying that I poisoned him to death? Hai Tianxia glared at Lin Xian angrily. This was not good. Since he had already suspected him, he must have suspected Chu Jingyun as well. His suspicion might not have any effect on him, but it was still not good. That's not what I meant. I just felt that there was something wrong with His Majesty's hurry to take him away. That's because this emperor didn't think it through. After all, this is this emperor's birthday banquet. How can a dead person be present at my birthday banquet? Hai Tianxia said. That's why I said that I was only suspicious. I have the right to be suspicious, right? Humph, Feng Qingyang said. Then let me see if he has anything that can prove his identity. Feng Qingyang then checked the corpse. In any case, Lin Xian did not have to worry about anyone finding out that he was the one who poisoned him. Feng Qingyang glanced at him, but he didn't see anything on him that could identify him. There was no identity card, no bank card, and no wallet. He did not even have a spatial ring. He doesn't even have a spatial ring. Looks like he really came prepared. This person was clearly a cultivator whose cultivation was not too low. How could he not even have a spatial ring? He could only come prepared. Hai Tianxia heaved a sigh of relief. Suddenly, his eyes narrowed. What did he see? There's nothing that can prove his identity. As for the cause of death, it's indeed poison. There's no other way. We can only carry him away, Feng Qingyang said. Wait. Lin Xian shouted and pointed at an inconspicuous crescent-shaped necklace on the old man's chest. What's wrong? Feng Qingyang asked curiously. I saw a red switch on the necklace earlier. It might be some kind of device. Hai Tianxia's eyes narrowed. He subconsciously put his hand into his pocket. Lin Xian saw this. Lin Xian smiled inwardly but did not say anything. Oh. Feng Qingyang picked up the necklace and looked at it. It's a microphone. Feng Qingyang's eyes lit up. Hey. He came to the banquet alone with a microphone. He must have some secrets. There must be someone behind him. This person might be one of us. As for why he's here, I have no idea. However, I think it's necessary to find the person behind him and ask him. Lin Xian. Everyone nodded. What was this person here for? Although they did not know, and although he was the one who died in the end, everyone knew that what he was here for was definitely not something good. There's only one number on it. Feng Qingyang said. Lin Xian said with a smirk. Then everyone here, please take out your phone and keep it switched on. Anyone who doesn't take out their phone is guilty. Emperor, where's your phone? Lin Xian looked at Hai Tianxia with a smile. This emperor's phone. It's in your pocket. Look, isn't it bulging? Lin Xian said with a smile. Hai Tianxia. I took it out. Hai Tianxia said. Switch it on. Isn't it already switched on? No, you can press the switch and see. Everyone's attention was on him. Hai Tianxia pressed the switch, but it did not light up. Ha. So it turned off when the battery ran out. Hai Tianxia said with a smile. Chapter 1426. Of course, everyone was suspicious of Hai Tianxia. Why did this old man come here? Obviously, it wasn't a good thing. Who killed him? No one knew. It was very likely that the person he wanted to kill found out and killed him. That wasn't important. What was important was who was the person behind him. Although no matter who it was, everyone had no evidence to convict him, but it was good to know. I'll go charge it. Hai Tianxia said. It should be charged. I used to repair mobile phones. You can tell whether the phone is charged or not just by looking at the color. If it's charged, it's probably full. Emperor, I'm afraid you've remembered wrongly. Turn it on. Lin Xian smiled. Everyone. Looking at the color of a phone can tell if it has battery? Their brains were probably not good. But no one was a fool. Everyone could see that this Lin Xian was targeting Hai Tianxia. Could it be that Lin Xian actually knew something? Hai Tianxia's mouth twitched. Let me see. He then turned it on and took a look. Ha, sure enough. I don't know why it turned off automatically. I'm usually too busy and forgot about it. Hai Tianxia laughed. That's fine. Then now family head phone make a call. Call the number above. Let's see whose phone is ringing. I think since there might be a person behind the scenes, then this person would have his phone on him. Right? Lin Xian smiled. Okay. Then I'll make a call. Hai Tianxia clenched his fist tightly. Ka. Wait. Hai Tianxia then shouted, and everyone's gaze turned towards him. Actually, this person was found by this emperor. Hai Tianxia said faintly. What? It's emperor? Then why didn't emperor say it before? Everyone looked surprised. They were thinking about something in their hearts, but they didn't show any signs of hostility. Hai Tianxia then coughed and said, before this emperor didn't say it. At that time, I didn't think it was necessary. Everyone should know this person's name, Black Wind Ghostly Hand. What? He's our phone country's Black Wind Ghostly Hand? I didn't expect it to be Black Wind Ghost Hand. The person who has been wanted by the three great powers for a long time. Then why are you here? Everyone looked at Hai Tianxia. Hai Tianxia said, I lured him here and took advantage of this banquet to poison him to death. It was that simple. It was only for the sake of getting rid of evil for the people. As for his contact information, that's right. His contact information is mine. Why would I have his contact information? That's my plan. There's no need to tell everyone about it. Everyone was suddenly enlightened. Hai Tianxia also heaved a sigh of relief. So this person was actually summoned by the emperor? After all, you have his number, right? Lin Xian suddenly asked. That's right. But asking him to come here is just the premise of executing the plan to kill him. Hai Tianxia said indifferently. Then you followed the original plan and poisoned him to death, right? Lin Xian asked. That's right. Hai Tianxia nodded. What else could he do? Should she tell others that she was in contact with him, and that he was the one who hired her to kill him? That could only be the case. That's not right. Lin Xian smirked. Hai Tianxia suddenly frowned. This person was clearly killed by me. How did it become the emperor's people who poisoned him to death? Hai Tianxia's eyes suddenly focused. Was it really Lin Xian who killed him? Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. What was going on? So exciting, so exciting. Lin Xian smiled and said, Emperor, you said that he was tricked by you. Then can you tell us about the plan? You're not going to kill me, right? Just now this person poisoned me. If you don't believe me, there are still traces of being pricked by poison needles on my body. Lin Xian then lifted his shirt, revealing a very small dot. As for why I didn't die, it's simple. I'm a doctor, so I'm quite proficient in medicine. After discovering that I was poisoned, I neutralized the poison and secretly poisoned him to death. Then, according to the emperor's words, what happened? Was your plan to trick him into coming here to poison me? Lin Xian smirked and looked at Hai Tianxia. Nonsense. Do you think you can say that he poisoned you just because there are traces of being pricked by needles on your body? Do you think you can accuse me of getting him to poison you? Lin Xian, you've been targeting me since the beginning. Do you have any grudges with me? Lin Xian smiled and said, Hey, Emperor, don't change the topic. You said that he was poisoned by your people. Then who was the one who poisoned him? Heavenly Masterly. Then, an old man took a step forward. That's right. I was the one who poisoned him. The old man said. Good. Then let me ask you, what kind of poison did you use? Lin Xian asked with a smirk. There's no need to say anything here, right? This is the result of my many years of research. If I tell you, will my many years of research go to waste? Heavenly Masterly stood there and said calmly. That's strange. This person is already dead. What kind of poison was he poisoned with? We can find out with a simple examination. How is it related to your research? Everyone knows. I'm just asking you, what kind of poison did you use? If you don't say it, any doctor can tell after a simple examination. What I'm asking now is to see if you're the one who poisoned him. You just need to tell me one of the main ingredients of this poison. Speak. Lin Xian. Heavenly Masterly said calmly. This is related to my research. Heavenly Masterly, Lin Xian is right. This has nothing to do with your research. We can know the formula after an autopsy. Everyone will still know. You just need to tell me one of the main ingredients. Lin Xian could not help but laugh. It seems that you don't know. It seems that you didn't poison him because I know very well that I was the one who poisoned him. I know the poison's effect and the formula. It seems, Lin Xian looked at Hai Tianxia and said, Emperor, why do you want to kill me? Damn it. You want to kill me? Then I'll expose your true colors to the world. Nonsense. Why would I kill you? We have no enmity between us. Then you've completely broken down. Do you still need me to tell you what the formula of this poison is? The rest of you will know if I'm telling the truth after you appraise it. Lin Xian's lips curled up. Chu Jingyun was dumbfounded. How did things turn out like this? I came here to celebrate your birthday with good intentions, but you want to kill me. Everyone, can I report this matter to the 3 major forces, and have them arrest him for attempted murder? Lin Xian pointed at Hai Tianxia and said to everyone. Chapter 1427. In any case, Hai Tianxia was completely exposed. Even if many people did not say it out loud, they knew it in their hearts. Hai Tianxia did not know if it was for himself or someone else, but he was the one who found this old man, and the reason was to kill Lin Xian. If Lin Xian was someone else, then this matter would be easy to handle. However, he was Lin Xian and had the backing of Yixian Group. Yixian Group was in existence that even the 3 major forces had publicly praised and requested to cooperate with. Moreover, he was the champion of the Tianwu assembly. No matter what, no matter how Hai Tianxiao explained, he could not explain it. No matter how reasonable it was, no one would believe it. Perhaps on the surface, they were neutral, but in their hearts, they did not believe it. Hai Tianxiao clenched his fists tightly. F***CKU Chu Jingyuan. You've caused me so much trouble. Lin Xian could not help but laugh. Everyone, do you still need me to explain this poison? Forget it, let's wait for the three major forces. After speaking, Lin Xian took out his phone and spoke in front of everyone. Hey Uncle Morong, it's me. I'm in Feng Country. The Emperor of Feng Country wanted to kill me, and I caught him red-handed. Everyone saw it. Send some people over. What? Evidence? I have it. Just come over. Lin Xian then put down his phone. The corner of his mouth curled as he looked at the emperor in front of him. The so-called emperor was actually a slightly larger family, or a slightly larger force. He was only the representative of Feng Country, and was not that powerful. The most powerful forces were still the three major forces. Of course, he was under the control of the three major forces. Since he had committed a crime, he would naturally be arrested like everyone else. Morong? Hearing Lin Xian's address, those people were slightly stunned. Lin Xian, this Uncle Morong you're talking about is? Feng Qingyang asked. Master of the Holy Sanctuary Morong Feng. Lin Xian said with a smirk. Boom! In an instant, Hai Tianxiao looked like he was struck by lightning. Morong Feng, Master of the Holy Sanctuary. And the evidence here was enough to convict him. He was the only contact the old man had. Lin Xian overturned his previous explanation of tricking the old man into coming over to capture him and bring him to justice. That was because Lin Xian claimed that his men had poisoned the old man to death. Who would have known that it was Lin Xian who had poisoned the old man to death? Naturally, they couldn't reveal the poison's formula. The only way to turn the tables was that Lin Xian wasn't the one who poisoned him. Lin Xian was trying to trick him because he didn't know the formula. But this possibility was not high, because he said on the phone that he could produce all the evidence, which meant, when the people from the sanctuary arrived, he would show them all. Gulp. Hai Tianxia swallowed his saliva. No one spoke. At this moment, no one was willing to take the lead. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. It was such a nice birthday, but since you want to kill me, it doesn't matter even if you die, right? Lin Xian grinned at him. Feng Ling was speechless. This Lin Xian was able to capture someone like that? She was confused at first. F***CK. What's going on? But now she seemed to understand. Indeed, she knew that this was Lin Xian's hangmen banquet, but she didn't expect that they would want to kill Lin Xian. But after thinking about it, it made sense. So many people from the Chu family had died. Even Chu he was killed by Lin Xian. It was normal for them to want to kill Lin Xian. She just didn't expect that they would dare to kill someone at this banquet. Serves him right. Feng Ling couldn't help but say this. Feng Qingyang glanced at his daughter. The Feng family wasn't afraid. Sigh, I didn't expect something like this to happen. Everyone, let's wait for the people from the sanctuary to arrive. Sima Lian faintly said. That's right. Before the people from the sanctuary arrive, no one is allowed to leave. Feng Qingyang glanced at the crowd and said. Hai Tianxia clenched his fists tightly and looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian, I admit that I was the one who did it. But there's something that I want to tell you. At the same time, I hope that you can say a few words for me in front of the sanctuary. Hai Tianxia looked at Lin Xian. Chu Jingyan paused for a moment. F***CK. 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 He guessed what this person was going to do. Lin Xian had also guessed it. But he needed Hai Tianxia's testimony to get rid of the Chu family. Hai Tianxia also knew that although this crime wouldn't lead to death, he would have to stay in prison for at least 20 years. How could he be willing to do that? He could only try to get his sentence reduced, or, if Lin Xian was willing, he wouldn't even have to go to prison. He really didn't dare to go against the three major forces. Even 10,000 Hai family wouldn't dare. As for the Chu family, they were just his business partners. They might even be a slightly more noble dog. Why not sell them out in exchange for his freedom? Moreover, it was the Chu family who asked him to do it. He had no enmity with Lin Xian. Oh, Your Majesty means that you were ordered by someone? Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. That's right. This emperor was ordered by someone. If this emperor says it, Lin Xian, can you? Lin Xian smiled and said, I don't have any enmity with Your Majesty. I understand Your Majesty's meaning, and so do everyone. Your Majesty, don't worry. If you say it, I'll make it clear to the sanctuary that Your Majesty, the Hai family has nothing to do with this matter. Lin Xian knew that he didn't have any enmity with the Hai family. On the contrary, if he did that, the Hai family would owe him a big favor. Hai Tianxia definitely wouldn't dare to not return this favor. Why wouldn't he do it? Hai Tianxia's eyes suddenly lit up. Good. If he did that, he would lose his prestige. In fact, he had already lost his prestige. Whether he would go to jail or not, he knew in his heart. However, if he didn't go to jail, the common people wouldn't know. Then, Hai Tianxia pointed at Chu Jingyun and said, Actually, it was the Chu family who asked this emperor to do all this. Chu Jingyun. F***CK. 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 Oh, the Chu family? Lin Xian looked at Chu Jingyun of the Chu family. Many others were shocked. So it was the Chu family? The Chu family was a top-notch family. Why did they have to spend so much effort to kill someone? Wasn't it an assassin family? In fact, Chu Jingyun really wanted to put all the blame on Hai Tianxia. However, he had no choice because Hai Tianxia had evidence. Feng Qingyang was well aware of this. Patriarch Chu, what do you have to say? Lin Xian looked at Chu Jingyun and asked. A debt must be repaid with money, and a life for a life. You killed my son Chu He. As a father, can't I avenge him? Chu Jingyun pointed at Lin Xian and said angrily. What? Chapter 1428. Everyone was flabbergasted. Chu He was killed by Lin Xian? To be honest, this was a little exaggerated. Chu He, in the eyes of the elders, was a very powerful model representative. He was actually killed by Lin Xian? He died just like that? Lin Xian picked his ears. I killed your son? What a joke. When did I kill your son? Do you have any evidence? If you didn't kill my son, why would I touch you? There is no enmity between us. Chu Jingyun pointed angrily at Lin Xian. Where's the evidence? Lin Xian asked. He didn't have any evidence. However, the others might also know that it was Lin Xian who killed Chu He. But without evidence, it was impossible for Lin Xian to be convicted. They would only convict Chu Jingyun. Patriarch Chu, without evidence, no words are convincing. Sima Lian looked at Chu Jingyun and said, Oh, I remember now. Lin Xian suddenly said, It seems like last night or the night before, when I was playing in the Riverside Park, an illusion array suddenly appeared around me. Although I was still in the same place, the people outside couldn't see what was going on inside. After that, I was surrounded by more than 20 experts, all of whom were at the great virtual realm. From the looks of it, they seemed to be assassins. All of them were very agile. They wanted to kill me. Lin Xian then continued. But they were too trashy, really trashy. I killed them all alone. Could it be that your son was inside? Or were those 20 or so people from your Chu family? They wanted to kill me, but I killed them instead. Even if your son was inside, how could it be my fault? Oh, I should have stood there and been killed by them, right? Wu Yuhan and the daughter of the Feng family, Feng Ling, can testify to this matter. At that time, the three of us went out to play together. The surveillance cameras on the road also saw it. Hearing Lin Xian's words, no one could say anything. The credibility of what he said was extremely high, so what if it wasn't? Without evidence, what Lin Xian said was true and correct. Lin Xian looked at Feng Qingyang and said, Actually, there should be evidence for what I said. The Chu clan should have about the same number of great void stage cultivators as the Feng clan, right? Feng Qingyang nodded. Less than 3 people. Since Patriarch Chu still thinks that I'm guilty, I killed his son. It's simple. The people from the Divine Temple are here. Go to the Chu clan and check the number of great ethereal stage cultivators. I killed 23 great ethereal stage cultivators. Basically, the Chu clan doesn't have any great ethereal stage cultivators, right? Then we'll be able to find out the truth. Lin Xian said with a smirk. Then Lin Xian looked at Chu Jingyun and said, I really don't understand. What kind of grudge do we have? Your son wants to kill me and even sent more than 20 cultivators in the Great Void Realm? Everyone was truly shocked. If what Lin Xian said was true, then he alone killed more than 20 virtuous realm experts. How strong was he? I can testify. After the illusion formation ended, I saw the corpses. There were more than 20 of them. However, in order to avoid making a big deal out of it, we didn't know that they were from the Chu clan, so we destroyed the corpses. However, if we use fluorescent powder at that location, we should be able to find a large amount of blood. My suggestion is that if you don't believe me, we can do a DNA test with the blood stains there. The evidence was enough. Putong Chu Jingyan staggered back. His eyes were dazed. Run. He couldn't run. There was no way he could run. There were so many experts here, including those with spatial attributes. He didn't have the ability to escape. Even if he escaped, the entire Chu clan wouldn't be able to escape. And now he could only bear the burden alone. This is my problem. It has nothing to do with the rest of the Chu clan. Chu Jingyun gritted his teeth and said, Father. Chu Feng looked at Chu Jingyun. Nice. In other words, he could directly sit on the seat of the Chu clan's patriarch? Hai Tianxia heaved a sigh of relief. His problem shouldn't be too big now, right? Soon, the people from the sacred temple arrived. Lin Xian took out all the evidence. They sent people to that location to do a blood test and a DNA test. In the end, Chu Jingyun was directly taken away. As for the consequences, he might not necessarily die. However, his cultivation would definitely be crippled. It didn't matter anymore. Lin Xian didn't care anymore. Even if Chu Jingyun was released, he would likely be a heavenly law realm expert. What was there to fear? There was nothing to fear. As for Chu Feng, he was trash. He wouldn't be able to cause any trouble. What Lin Xian needed more was to destroy the Chu clan's reputation. Furthermore, with such a thing happening to the Chu clan, the Feng clan would be able to monopolize the Chu clan. The Feng clan would be able to annex many of the Chu clan's territories and businesses. The Chu clan had lost over 20 absolute void realm experts. They would no longer be able to contend against the Feng clan. Thus, Feng Qingyang actually hoped that this matter would succeed. And indeed it succeeded. Lin Xian's arrival had brought enormous benefits to the Feng clan. Young Master Lin, where is this monarch? A middle-aged man stood in front of Lin Xian and asked respectfully. Firstly, Lin Xian was an honorary vice-temple master of the temple. It was the position that Qin Feng had given him. Although he didn't have much power, he at least had some status. Secondly, Murong Feng had made a phone call, and clearly said that Lin Xian was his son-in-law. He understood everything. Naturally, he would handle it properly. Why? Lin Xian and Murong Yu hadn't established a relationship. However, Murong Feng had discovered that his daughter liked Lin Xian. After that, Murong Feng's mother had a heart-to-heart talk with Murong Yu a few times and found out that they'd already had sex. Therefore, Murong Feng had already regarded Lin Xian as his son-in-law. Hai Tianxia's body trembled. Lin Xian smiled and said, The monarch matter is a misunderstanding. Then if there's nothing else, I'll be taking my leave. Sorry for the trouble. Lin Xian cupped his fists. No. Young Master Lin, you've eradicated a scourge for the human race. We'll meet again. After that, he led his team and left. Hai Tianxia heaved a sigh of relief. It's all a misunderstanding. I was also blinded by the Chu family. Chu Jingyun said that his son was killed and that he had smeared Lin Xian's name. That's why I believed his nonsense. After all, I've always treated Chu Jingyun as my brother. However, I didn't expect that he didn't tell me the truth. He almost caused me to commit a grave mistake. Hai Tianxia hurriedly explained. Ha, it's all right. You guys continue with your birthday party. We'll take our leave first. Lin Xian hugged Wu Yuhan's waist. Take care. Then my Feng family will take our leave first. Feng Qingyang cupped his fists and left with a few people from the Feng family. Lin Xian, now that the Chu family is in such a state, how are we going to investigate if they are the people from back then? Wu Yuhan asked. Chapter 1429. After this incident, Lin Xian felt that the possibility of the Chu family being involved was very high. After all, the members of the Chu family were not good people. Therefore, it was reasonable for them to annihilate the Chu family. Let's use the method I told you before, Lin Xian said. That would be the last resort. However, there was no other way. He could only forcefully use the power of the fog of darkness to lure those people over. Are you ready? Wu Yuhan asked. Tomorrow. The so-called preparation was to use the law of creation and spend time to create a series of powerful things to deal with unknown powerful opponents. Okay. Wu Yuhan nodded. Lin Xian still needed time to prepare. After all, the law of creation was strong enough. There was nothing that could not be done. Lin Xian, who had reached the Great Void stage, could do many things with the law of creation. He could even create small life forms. The so-called small life forms here were low-level life forms such as bugs. They could be created. However, do you think that the Great Void stage could only create a bug? That's right. Even Lin Xian could not create a cat or a dog. That was life. The creation of life should be the highest level of difficulty in the law of creation, right? If even the Great Void stage could not create a cat or a dog, one could imagine. Say Chu He is dead. Does that mean that Duan Lingxiao is going to enter the God's Awakening door? Wu Yuhan followed beside Lin Xian and asked. It's possible because 10 people enter each time. However, it's not certain. If that's the case, does it mean that after every Heaven Martial Conference, the other forces would secretly kill the top 10? Lin Xian said. That's true. Wu Yuhan nodded. Go back and have a good rest. We'll work tomorrow night. A day passed just like that. Feng Ling was very uncomfortable at home. She was really restless. There was nothing to be uneasy about. It was just so boring. So boring. It was really boring. This was the first time in so many years that she had felt this way. In the past, if you let her stay at home for a month, she wouldn't feel this way. If you let her go out to the demonic beast domain for 2 years, she would be happy. But now? She didn't want to stay at home, she didn't want to play games, she didn't want to watch TV, and she didn't want to go to the demon beast domain. She didn't even know why she was like this. It was simple. She wanted to go out and play, but she didn't want to play alone. She wanted to go out and play with Lin Xian and the others. There was nothing she could do about it. Lin Xian had piqued her interest and then stopped looking for her. She felt terrible. Lingling, do you want to go to the demonic beast domain? Before going to the God's Awakening door, I'll see if there's a chance for me to advance to the great virtual realm. If that's the case, I'll be more at ease when I enter the God's Awakening door. Feng Qingyang said as he walked into Feng Ling's room. No, not going. Feng Ling lay on the bed and kept kicking her legs. Feng Qingyang. Was this still the daughter he knew? It was too strange. It was too strange. Lingling, what's wrong? You usually go to the demonic beast domain by yourself. Why don't you go now? Feng Qingyang smiled and sat beside her. I just don't want to go. You don't even want to advance to the absolute void stage. Feng Ling sat up. Lin Xian is already at the absolute void stage, but you haven't. When will you have a chance to defeat him? Feng Ling pulled her little head. I just don't want to go. Okay. Then are you going to look for Lin Xian to play? Feng Qingyang asked. Maybe he wants to go too. You can go together. Feng Ling's beautiful eyes lit up. Look for Lin Xian to play. Who wants to play with him? He's so boring. Also, I'm his enemy. Dad, don't misunderstand that we're friends. Archenemy. Feng Ling gritted her teeth and said, Sigh, maybe Lin Xian has already left Feng country. After saying that, Feng Qingyang sighed and walked away. Feng Ling. She quickly took out her phone and found her friend with the nickname, Bastard, Scum, Bitch, Pervert. Did he leave? That's possible. If he didn't leave, he would have asked me to go out to play with him. Then, why didn't he tell me that he left? Damn it. Feng Ling then sent a message to Lin Xian. At this moment, Lin Xian was in the luxury hotel's kitchen making seafood noodles for Wu Yuhan. Of course, he was also using the law of creation to create something he needed. Your phone is ringing. Wu Yuhan, who was dressed loosely, was lying on the sofa and playing with her phone. Of course her sister, Wu Yunhua, came out. She smiled and walked over with her phone. Lin Xian took it. Kiss me and I'll give it to you. Wu Yunhua closed her eyes and pouted. Don't force me. If you force me, you'll regret it. Lin Xian glared at her. Here. Lin Xian glanced at it. Oh, this chick actually took the initiative to look for me. Lin Xian then replied with a voice message. Yes, I've already gone back. The other side quickly replied with a voice message. Bastard. Stupid bastard. Big idiot. Did you run away, because you don't want to treat me to a meal? Lin Xian. Tsk. Wu Yunhua clicked her tongue. Looks like you're about to take down another beautiful girl. What a beast. Lin Xian. Nonsense. Just you wait. I'm going to Lin and City now. Don't you dare. Then Wen Chime sent another vicious voice message. Lin Xian shrugged and replied. Okay, actually I didn't leave. I'm at Tianfeng Hotel. Are you coming? Feng Ling. Bastard. Why are you coming? She then asked. Actually, she really wanted to go over, but she was a proud woman. I'm treating you to a meal. Get lost. Hearing that Lin Xian was treating her to a meal made her angry. How much did she pay him for a meal? He paid 30 yuan for a meal? F***ck. Really, I'll cook for you. Lin Xian, I'm not done with you. Damn pervert, stinking hooligan, scumbag, bah. Lin Xian. I'm really cooking. Seafood noodles, mantis shrimp meat, prawns, crab roe. Do you want to eat? I made it myself. Feng Ling glanced at the picture that Lin Xian sent her. Needless to say, it looked quite decent. You're considerate. I'm coming now. Tsk. Wu Yunhua leaned against the door and looked at Lin Xian with a smile that was not a smile. What are you looking at? I asked her to come over to be a tool. Lin Xian laughed. Tool? She was slightly surprised. Don't forget, this Feng Ling, Miss Feng, she also has the ability to create laws. Lin Xian revealed a smirk. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.